Okay, hello and welcome. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Let's continue with Morrowind. Let's see, I think tonight... Well, we're going to be continuing with the main quest line, of course. We're going to be starting off by a lot of talking, because we ended last session beginning to talk to Vivek, and then I realized how much dialogue this would entail, so I kicked it forward a night. But, you know, I've rested. My throat is a bit better than it was. So, yeah, let's turn around and go into the palace and have a chat to Lord Vivek. I expected you. We have business, you and I. When I was young like you, I was very impatient, so I will keep our business short. Then, later, there may be time for other things. First, I propose to remove my curse upon the Nerevarine, end the persecution of the dissident priests, and proclaim to all Morrowind that Irala is the incarnate and Nerevarine, the prophesied savior of Morrowind, and the last hope to withstand the menace of Daggerthur and the Sixth House. These things I will do, whether you wish or not. Next, I propose to surrender to you the power and responsibility of defeating Daggerthur. You may choose to refuse. I will not compel you. You will receive the power as a gift in the form of an artifact called Wraith Guard. You may accept the gift, then do with it as you will. You will receive the responsibilities as an oath. You must give your oath, then keep it or break it as you like. First, will you accept Wraith Guard as a gift? We do have options here, but it's kind of a but thou must situation, as I showed off last time. Just like, if you say no, he's just like, well, I guess we don't have any business. You can come back when you're willing to agree. And maybe it depends. He's just sort of saying, like, you know, I guess I could show it. Because there's no way to sort of mess it up, I don't think. I'll take your maybe as a no. Then that concludes our interview. I hope it has not been an inconvenience, and if you change your mind, come back. So, yep, I accept Wraith Guard. Good. Sensible of you. And now, will you give your oath, before all gods and men, before all spirits visible and invisible, before my honor and your honor, to dedicate yourself and Wraith Guard to the defeat and destruction of Daggerthur and the preservation of Morrowind and its people? No, I shall not swear. I'm sorry. I'm afraid, then, that you will not find Wraith Guard of much use to you, for without your oath, I shall not teach you how to use it. So that concludes our interview. Yeah. I will not find Wraith Guard useful. But, I mean, we could just keep going through this. Maybe it depends. A sensible response. Alas, I am not looking for someone sensible. I'm sorry. I'm afraid you will not find Wraith Guard much use to you. Wouldn't accept maybe in answer to his demand that I swear an oath to dedicate myself and Wraith Guard to the defeat and destruction of Daggerthur. Yeah. It's just funny. It's like, yeah, I agree with you, but, you know, that's not good enough. Not very sensible, but very good. I was hoping for someone who would have no hesitations about making an oath. You will now have a brief, momentary sensation of time passing. Don't be alarmed. You are being taken out of time in order to avoid the unpleasant experience of learning how to use Wraith Guard. It will be over before there is a brief sensation of motion in total darkness, floating, but without a sense of weight or direction. You know it. Now I will notify the temple that you are our champion. There shall be no more persecution of the dissident priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. We have time for questions if you like, or you may leave as you wish. But I think there are at least two things you want to know before you leave. How to use Wraith Guard, and how to defeat Daggerthur. To defeat Daggerthur, go to Red Mountain to recover the artifact hammer Sunder from Gate Citadel Viminal. Then return the artifact blade Keening. Recover the artifact blade Keening from Gate Guard Odrosol. Then proceed with Wraith Guard, Sunder, and Keening to the Citadel of Daggerthur. Within the Citadel, find the Heart of Lorcan. Use the 3 artifacts to sever Daggerthur's connection to the heart, and he will be destroyed. and the blight ended on Morrowind. To destroy Daggerthur, you must sever his connection with the Heart of Lorcan. To do this, strike the heart with the artifact hammer Sunder once, then strike the heart more than once with the artifact blade Keening. You must wear Wraith Guard, because you cannot handle either Sunder or Keening unless you are wearing Wraith Guard. That is the short, simple explanation. Here is a long, detailed explanation, written down for your convenience. Read it, study it, commit it to memory. Okay. What else can you tell me? Red Mountain. In my library, I have made available 2 conflicting accounts of the events of Red Mountain, my own true account, and another false account common among the Ashlanders and preserved in the Apocrypha. I don't care whether you believe my account or not. I leave it up to you to judge which is true. What about your library? I want your trust and willing cooperation, so I've had the priests make copies of a number of documents. They're here for you to read or take with you. Take a look at them. Help yourself. Okay. Yeah, actually, I believe we've finished our business. You're my guest, I am your host, and we have time for explanations, or counsel, or questions, or bitter recriminations, if you like. Or you may leave, if you wish, as you wish. But I think, before you leave, you should hear how to defeat Daggerthur, and how you must use the artifact Wraith Guard. Explanations. You want to know, why did I wage war on the Nerevarine? Why did I try to suppress the Apocrypha? Why did I persecute the dissident priests? Why is Daggerthur winning the war? How does the Tribunal fight Daggerthur? What are Wraith Guard's powers? Why did I try to kill you? Because you threatened the faith of my followers, and I needed their faith to hold back the darkness. And I thought you were my enemy, a pawn of the subtle Daedra Lord Azura, or a pawn of Emperor Uriel Septim, or a simple fraud, perhaps a hero, but not much of one if my faithful could destroy you. Now circumstances are altered. I need you, and you need me. It's interesting here that he doesn't trust Lord Azura either. I don't really, but anyway. Why did you suppress the Apocrypha? Because it was such an unfortunate mixture of truth, falsehood, and speculation that I couldn't afford to manage the confused reaction of our faithful. Any doubt whatsoever weakened their faith, and we needed their faith to give us the power to maintain the ghost fence. In retrospect, perhaps we lost the faith of those we most needed while preserving the faith of the meek and indifferent. Perhaps a mistake was made. Who can say? It's interesting, yeah, that apparently the faith people have in the Tribunal is what's powering the ghost fence. I think they also bolster it with souls of people who died defending the ghost fence. I believe that was mentioned in a book or something. I don't really know how the ghost fence works. I know that the Tribunal sustain it. But I wasn't really aware that there was outside influences on it besides the Tribunal's godlike powers. And those flame effects are really annoying in the background. Can I just turn it down while we're sitting here so I don't have to listen to... There we go. Just while we're standing here, I'll try to remember to, Yes, okay, where were we? Why did I persecute the dissident priests? Suppression and persecution of dissent is just one of the standard tools of statecraft. I believe we erred in trusting the judgment of Beryl Sala. That's the, High Ordinator, the one who commands all the Ordinators. He and his Ordinators served valiantly in the war against Daggerthur. We should probably go talk to him. I don't think I've ever really hunted him down specifically because of that. We mistook his misplaced zeal for energy and dedication. Mistakes were made, but no more. There shall be no more persecution of the dissident priests, and I hope both sides shall swiftly be reconciled. Why is Daggerthur winning? Daggerthur is winning because he is close to the source of power, Lorcan's heart, and because he retains the passion of madness, while we have settled into the lonely and unrewarding posture of dogged dutifulness and perseverance. And finally, perhaps because he is stronger and smarter than we are, and his followers are more fervent and fanatical. I believe we were careless and complacent, and outwitted, and, in the matter of denying the Nerevarine, we were foolish. How does the Tribunal fight Daggerthur? In the past, the Tribunal made seasonal campaigns to Red Mountain. We slew Daggerthur and his kin, though the Heart always revived them in time. Apparently they've killed Daggerthur multiple times in the past. Later, when we realized we couldn't destroy them, we created the Ghost Fence to contain the threat. These solutions were effective until Daggerthur ambushed us and captured Sunder and Keening. Since that time, our fortunes have waned as he's increased. Yeah, the main reason why their powers have been diminishing is because in the past, periodically, the Tribunal would ascend Red Mountain, go into the Heart of Lorcan chamber, and use the Cagrenex tools on the Heart of Lorcan to sort of replenish their godlike powers. But without the Cagrenex tools, which Daggerthur took from them, they are unable to do that. So they're just sort of sitting around twiddling their thumbs, because watching their godlike powers diminish. So, hello, welcome, Wex. Hope things are going well. What are Wraith Guard's powers? Wraith Guard's primary function is to protect the wearer from the fatal energies of the artifacts Sunder and Keening. It also has minor protective enchantments against physical and magical damage that you may find useful. Sunder and Keening are weapons which have a script attached to them, which is like I think it's called like Mortal Blow. And if you're not wearing Wraith Guard, they will deal a fair amount of health damage to you, probably killing you. It is possible to withstand it, but I believe it's periodic damage, so I think you'd have to, like, have health regeneration at least around 250 or something like that every second to be able to withstand it. But you can make use of them very briefly without Wraith Guard, from what I've read. I haven't attempted that myself. I've always just done the main quest line as your the main way of doing it. There is an alternate path you could take, but I have never done that, and I don't intend to do that because well, it kind of skips a lot of this dialogue. I guess I can talk about it now. The alternate path you can take, pardon me, is you kill Vivek, and then you take the Wraith Guard he has on his body from him to Yagrum Bargan, the last living dwarf in the Corpusarium, and he attunes it to you so that you can use Wraith Guard. However, because Yagrum Bargan is sort of getting around the issues, or he's not doing it in the way which Vivek is doing it, there is the side effect of when you put on Wraith Guard after Yagrum Bargan has tinkered with it, you will take, I think it's around 225 hit points in damage permanently. It reduces your hit points permanently, which is apparently a script error. And fixed in some patches. But I don't have that, so... And in the base game, that is what it does. So if you use Wraith Guard in that side manner, if you retrieve Wraith Guard in that side manner, then you have to be prepared to lose permanent health. The way to get around that is to fortify your health before you wear Wraith Guard. But you would have to fortify your health by like 300 points or something like that to be able to withstand it completely or something. Anyway. And it's only a one-off damage from what I understand. You can put it on afterwards and you won't have your health drained again after it. But the main line by doing it by Vivek I like a lot more because I like talking to Vivek. Okay, what can you tell me about Daggerthur? He's the former Lord High Counselor of House Dagoth. He was of Lord Nerevar's generation, older than we, and a mighty sorcerer and enchanter in life, I guess he means there. In his sustained shadow immortality, he appears to be a highly intelligent, severely deluded, immortal monster with unparalleled supernatural abilities. He appears, by turns, lucid and deranged, compassionate and bestial, profoundly wise, and profoundly disordered. In short, he is a mad god. Let's see. What else is there? That's all the explanations. Council? Yeah, you need to know where is Daggerthur? What are Daggerthur's plans? Who are Daggerthur's servants? Who is Daggerthur? What are Daggerthur's powers? What is known about Daggerthur's defenses? How can I prepare for battle against Daggerthur? Who can help? Where is he? Has never ventured out of the Heart Chamber, the place under Red Mountain, where the Heart of Lorcan lies. It is there, or nearby, that he is constructing a new god, a Kulakan, also known as Second Numidium. As first we've heard about that. That's kind of a big deal that you've mentioned, that you've just dropped there. What are his plans? We know nothing for sure, but we have learned much from interrogating Sixth House cultists and victims of dream compulsions, and from our study of Daggerthur's actions. The temple scholars and inquisitors have prepared a document, Daggerthur's plans, that summarizes what we know or suspect. Take this copy. It's also available in my library. You tell me more? Oh, you have a copy. He's not going to tell us himself. He's just like, read it. Chief among his servants are his 7 brothers, the Ash Vampires, powerful heart wights and cunning sorcerers of old. These creatures appear to die, but always are revived at the heart. Somehow, Daggerthur has conferred some portion of his immortality upon them, or perhaps they sustain themselves through more conventional sorcery. Yeah, we've actually killed 2 of the Ash Vampires already. I plan on actually doing away with all of them. I don't think I've ever specifically hunted them all down. There's not really much of a reason to. I mentioned last time that apparently there's scripting which is in the game but doesn't work, where every Ash Vampire you kill weakens Daggerthur. But that isn't a thing, so. We'll be killing them because they have powerful enchanted items on them. I don't think they actually respawn either. That's just sort of, I guess, in the long term. What are his powers? He is able to send his mind into the dream of susceptible victims across vast distances. The victims are either swayed by his compulsions or driven mad. He also seems nearly invulnerable to physical and magical harm. His flesh and the flesh of his followers evolves towards a mutable magical form. Daggerthur and the highest ranks can control the distorted manifestations of their flesh. Lower ranks lose control of their bodies and become mindless corpus monsters. I think there's some books which go into, like, people who are sleepers are sort of... Okay, so the Sixth House was defeated at the end of the Battle of Red Mountain. From what I remember, the members were either killed or they were adopted into other great houses. And I think there's a series of books, I think it's called Poison Song, in game, which go into descendants of these people who don't realize they're part of House Dagoth, or have blood which traces back to House Dagoth, and they're like partly the ones who have these dreams, or they're more susceptible to it because of their connection to House Dagoth. So that's why you have, like, I think that's part of it. I don't know whether like things like the Ash Poets or Ascended Sleepers are... what am I saying? I don't know for sure whether it's like Daggerthur is calling people who have blood which traces back to House Dagoth back under the banner of his old house or not. Or whether, you know, like, someone of House Hlalu could become an Ascended Sleeper just because they have a strong will. I don't know. But I vaguely remember that's kind of something. What about his defenses? Oh, that's not it. Defenses. Confer with the Ordinators and Buoyant Armigers garrisoning Ghostgate for the latest information about the defenses of the Citadel of Daggerthur and his Heart-White kin. Okay. I think most of the Ash Vampires we're looking for will be located around Red Mountain. How can I prepare for battle? Prepare for war. Beyond the ghost fence, there are no safe places, no allies. Stockpile resources. Plan for retreat and replenishment. Quest for artifacts of power. Yeah, okay. Who can help? Ordinators and buoyant armigers stationed at Ghost Gate have the most practical knowledge of the nightmare world inside the ghost fence. Seek them in my name for counsel and aid. Yeah, okay. Plans, powers, servants, defeat Daggerthur. You've given me a copy. Explanations. Library. Persecution of dissident priests. I think we've read that. Battle questions. You are curious. What really happened at Red Mountain? What really happened to the Dwemer? What was the Dwemer's sin? What is it like to be a god? Do I remember being mortal? How do I feel about the people of Morrowind? What can you tell me about Red Mountain? Oh yeah, there's 2 books covering that. What about the Dwemer? I have no idea what happened to the Dwemer. Well, nuts. I have no sense of them in the timeless divine world outside of mortal time. And, in fact, if I did believe they existed, I would be in no hurry to make contact with them. They may, with some justice, hold the Dunmer race responsible for their fate. My intuition is that they are gone forever, and that is perfectly fine with me. They just let sleeping dogs lie, I guess. What was their sin? The sin of the Dwemer was the creation of a new god from the substance of a dead god, Lorcan. That is also the sin for which we would destroy Daggerthur. I hesitate to call it sin. More properly call it destructive evil. The sin of the Tribunal, however, is in the breaking of an oath to Azura to forbear from tapping the heart with Cagrenex tools. And in the folly of seeking to become gods, breaking the oath was evil. Becoming gods was folly. If we sinned, we have paid the price. Yeah, again, that's why the Dunmer all had their skin turned dark, turned to grey, and their eyes turned red. You can actually see there in Vivek, he is half Chimmer and half Dunmer, you know, with the gold and the grey there. What else is there? What is it like to be a god? It's like being a juggler. Things are always moving, and you learn to know where they are without even thinking about it. Only there are many, many things moving, and sometimes, like a juggler, you drop something. I'm afraid it has become a lot more a matter of dropping things lately. There's too much to do, and not enough time, and I'm losing my touch. Perhaps I'm growing old. It's a bit like being at once awake and asleep. Awake, I'm here with you, thinking and talking. Asleep, I am very, very busy. Perhaps for other gods, the completely immortal ones, it is only like that being asleep, out of time. Me, I exist at once inside of time and outside of it. It's nice never being dead too. When I die in the world of time, then I'm completely asleep. I'm very much aware that all I have to do is to choose to wake, and I'm alive again. Many times I have very deliberately tried to wait patiently, a very long, long time before choosing to wake up, and no matter how long it feels like I wait, it always appears when I wake up that no time has passed at all. That is the god place, the place out of time, where everything is always happening all at once. I guess that's like, I don't know, he'd just be sitting here and then he'd just like choose to die, and then, you know, in this other manner of being, it'd be like a few thousand years and he wakes up and it's like, oh, and it's instantaneously just, oh, okay. Like he nodded off or something. I can imagine him like doing that while people are talking and boring him with stuff. I can't deal with this. He just goes off for like 1,000 years just doing something else and then comes back instantly. It's just like, Ordinators come in. Vivek's dead again. I think he'd have a sign on his chest saying, I ain't dead. Have you checked for a pulse? Yep, no dice. Oh, great. What are we going to tell people? You can do that. I'm not going to tell people. Do you remember being mortal? I remember. I do not feel it. I can, if I choose, remember the feeling, but I do not choose. It is very, very sad being mortal. There is happiness, yes, but mostly sadness. As I have said, count only the happy hours. For mortals, there are all too few. But for gods, for me, there is no more feeling, only knowing. Not quite no more feeling. I still want to win. I want to defeat Daggerthur. Perhaps I have lost the feeling for the people, for their suffering. I don't want that feeling. It is no use to me. That is no longer what matters to me. I only want not to lose. To lose would be very, very bitter. I guess it's part of the detachment from mortals. How do you feel about the people of Morrowind? I love the people of Morrowind. I became a god to make their lives more comfortable and secure. I am most close to my faithful followers. I am literally in their hearts and minds. I feel the most sympathy with House Redoran. They are Dunmer driven by creeds and deeds, like I am. House Indoril is closer to compassion and sympathy of Elmalexia, a comfortable and secure serenity. House Tavani matches the disposition of my brother Sothasil, iconoclastic, profane, unconventional. House Hlalu represents the future of the Dunmer, integrated into the sophisticated mainstream of the traditionalist, raceless, godless culture of the Empire. I don't really know what he means by godless, because I do worship the 9 divines. Maybe it's because of the adopting of, like, multiple cultures, but kind of all the races in Tamriel all kind of worship the same 9 divines. I mean, the Dunmer worship Daedra. But then you have, like, the Khajiit. This is something easier explained by looking at a chart on, like, UESP. Races sort of have the same gods, but they have different names for them, and there's sort of different interpretations of them. Anyway. House Dress represents the past of pre-Tribunal Great House culture, a persistent tradition of Daedra and ancestor worshipping civilized Dunmer clans, and I even love the Ashlanders for their preservation of the most ancient barbarian tribal traditions of the Dunmer who first settled Morrowind. Okay. Yeah, Board the Nerevarine. Daggerthur, who could tell? Okay, I think we've actually talked to you about everything. Okay. Let's have a look at these papers over here. This is his library. All 4 papers of it. Plan to defeat Daggerthur. For the past 20 years, the Tribunal have tried unsuccessfully to execute this plan. However, we failed because we were required to stage an assault and simultaneously maintain the ghost fence to prevent the threatened large-scale breakout of Daggerthur's blighted hosts. With the Nerevarine leading the assault and the Tribunal free to devote their full energies to maintaining the ghost fence, this plan has a greater chance of success. Unfortunately, however, the loss of the artifacts Sunder and Keening and the recent increase in Daggerthur's strength poses new problems for the execution of the plan. You just send one person in, they can beat everyone up, and there's no problem at all. Therefore, our proposed plan has the following 5 phases. A series of aggressive raids to scout inside the ghost fence. A series of aggressive raids to neutralize Daggerthur's Ash Vampire kin and recover artifacts from the bodies of its kin. An assault of Gate Citadel Vemina to neutralize Daggoth Vemin and recover the artifact hammer Sunder. An assault of Gate Citadel Odrosal to neutralize Daggoth Odros and recover the artifact blade Keening. An assault on Citadel Daggoth with the artifacts Wraith Guard, Sunder and Keening to sever Daggerthur's connection to the Heart of Lorcan and thus to destroy Daggerthur. The Tribunal Ordinators and Buoyant Armigers are familiar with the terrain and will provide maps and current intelligence reports. The region inside the Ghost Fence is dangerous, and the Nerevarine will need to be familiar with its particular challenges. After measuring skills and resources against Daggerthur's defenses, the Nerevarine will know better how to pace a campaign, alternating raids with improving skill, getting better equipment, and stockpiling resources. I'm sorry, it's just... they're gonna do everything and figure out how to deal with the blighted cliff races. Daggerthur's kin have become markedly more powerful in recent decades, after remaining stable for thousands of years. If they can be individually isolated and destroyed, they will not be able to support Daggerthur in later stages of the war. It may also be that the dramatic increase in their powers come from items enchanted by Daggerthur. Salvage of such items might contribute to our resources. Yeah, I plan on getting all those. They are pretty nice. We already have 2 of them. Essential to recover the artifact hammer Sunder for Phase 5, the Ash Vampire Dagoth Vemin has possession of Sunder, and probably seeks to discover the secrets of its enchantments. He may also have access to notebooks and journals of Cagrenex that have survived in the Dwemer workshops of Veminal. There we go. I would have thought they could just ask Daggerthur, because he's already used the artifacts on the Heart of Lorcan once. Though I kind of always got the feeling that Daggerthur was just mucking around with them and happened upon... Just happened to, like, tie himself to the heart. He didn't really know what he was doing. It was just pure luck. I don't know. It doesn't seem like the thing you could really fiddle around with until you got it right. It kind of feels like if you want to mess with the Heart of Lorcan and with the tools of Cagrenex, you have to know what you're doing beforehand. Like, it doesn't strike me as something where there's much room for, experimentation. Otherwise, you might end up doing what the Dwemer did and just poof yourself out of existence. Essential to recover the artifact Blade Keening for Phase 5, the Ash Vampire Dagoth Odros has possession of Keening. And, yep, that's the same. All the previous stages are preparations for this stage. Recent expeditions show that Citadel Dagoth has undergone extensive expansion. The location will need to be explored carefully. The known route to the Heart Chamber will be well defended. Alternative routes may exist. Daggerthur will have anticipated our plan to destroy him by attacking the Heart, and he will almost certainly personally oppose approach to the Heart Chamber. Together, the Tribunal could not defeat him, and he has grown stronger since then. Admittedly, the Tribunal has had the distraction of maintaining the Ghost Fence simultaneously with fighting Daggerthur, but even so, the challenge seems daunting. The adoption of this phased campaign seems to offer the best chances for success. In retrospect, the Tribunal's decision to directly assault Citadel Dagoth rather than proceed step by step through lesser objectives must be seen to have been a serious error. The Tribunal did not feel it had the option of a slow-paced and deliberate campaign, given that they had many other competing priorities, not the least of which was the maintaining of the Ghost Fence and the outer defences surrounding Red Mountain. The Nerevarine, on the other hand, should be best served by a careful, step-by-step advance, with the additional advantage of building confidence along the way while successes would undermine Daggerthur's own assurance of his defences. I guess they're just throwing themselves at Daggerthur in a panic. The source of Daggerthur's supernatural power is the Heart of Lorcan. The heart is also the source of the Tribunal's divine powers. During mythic times, the gods took and hid Lorcan's heart beneath Red Mountain as a punishment for creating the mortal plane. The Dwemer discovered the heart while building underground colonies. High Craft Lord Cagrenex created enchanted tools intended to tap the power of the heart. The War of the First Council was fought to prevent this sacrilege. Cagrenex's use of these tools and the disappearance of the Dwemer race marked the end of the war. Cagrenex's tools were recovered by Lord Nerevar and Daggerthur. Daggerthur was left to guard the tools while Nerevar came to consult with us, his advisors. They mean Vivek, Elmalexia, and Sotha Sil there. In Nerevar's absence, Daggerthur experimented with the tools upon the heart and was corrupted. We returned to discover a deranged Daggerthur who refused to turn over the tools. When he attacked us, we drove him away. We left Red Mountain with the tools, and subsequently Sotha Sil discovered their secrets. Collectively, we used the tools to establish a connection with the heart, enabling ourselves to transform our mortal natures. Thus, we became the Tribunal. Daggerthur had survived our attacks, and without the tools, in a manner not well understood, Daggerthur also managed to establish a connection with the heart, and to transform himself into an immortal being. Our plan to destroy Daggerthur also runs the risk of destroying the Tribunal. The plan is to permanently disrupt Cagrenex's enchantments upon the heart, severing connections with Daggerthur and ourselves, and rendering us all once again mortal. A mortal Cagrenex may then be destroyed by mundane means. That doesn't... What? I'm sorry, what? That doesn't make sense. A mortal Cagrenex? You mean immortal Daggerthur? The loss of godhood and the possible death of the Tribunal are judged a necessary risk and sacrifice. The normal procedure for establishing connection with the heart is a 3-step process. The wearer of Wraith Guard strikes the heart with the hammer Sunder, causing the heart to produce a pure tone. Then the wearer of the Wraith Guard strikes the heart with the blade keening, shattering the pure tone into a prism of tone shards. These tone shards are then imprinted upon the substance of the wearer of Wraith Guard, giving him an immortal and divine nature. The Nerevarine will not be taught the secret rituals required to perform the 3rd step. Instead, the Nerevarine will strike the heart with keening for a 2nd time, causing its tones to diverge into unstable patterns of interference. Further repeated strikes with keening will further disrupt the tones, with the ultimate result of shattering and dispelling Cagrenex's original enchantments binding the heart, thereby severing the heart's links with Daggerthur and with any surviving heart wights, and with the Tribunal, destroying Cagrenex's enchantments on the heart will also stop the corrupt effusion of the heart's divine power and end the blight on Morrowind. It sort of goes a bit into there of the Dwemer, that they had, like, a lot of the technology and sort of magic, I suppose, of the Dwemer, I believe, was based around, like, manipulating sound. Because they're called, like, it was called, like, a tonal architect, so kind of imagine that maybe the Heart of Lorcan wasn't, like, sitting in a cave beating when they found it. Perhaps they sort of came upon a area underneath Red Mountain which resonated in a way, and they were able to pull the Heart of Lorcan from, like, a side plane or something into existence, and when we destroy the enchantments Cagrenex put upon it, it will sort of just go back into an into this other realm or whatever. I'm sort of just guessing here. I'm really just guessing here, but where it can't be accessed again, so, like, it kind of still exists, but you won't be able to, like, physically see it. Anyway. The Nerevarine may be tempted to steal the power of the heart. Daggerthur and Sothasil alone know the secret. Daggerthur may, in extremity, propose to teach the Nerevarine to use Cagrenex's tools to become a god. We doubt that the Nerevarine is fool enough to trust Daggerthur, and are content to take this risk. Be warned, the Nerevarine cannot safely equip either Keening or Sunder unless wearing Wraith Guard. The Nerevarine will be injured every moment while holding either of these artifacts unless protected by Wraith Guard. Persistence will be rewarded with death. If Nerevarine can equip an item while not wearing Wraith Guard and receive no injury, the item is a counterfeit. I don't think there is actually any counterfeit versions of Wraith Guard of Sunder and Keening in the game, but also it's interesting to note this. We do actually kind of already have immortality, because we're infected with corporous disease, so we don't have the side effects of it. So we're immune to disease, and we're essentially going to live forever. Though I've always wondered whether, because corporous disease is a divine disease created by Daggerthur, once we banish the heart, I would kind of assume that corporous disease victims would revert back to their normal form, because that would be their, like, the disease is part of Daggerthur's and the Heart of Lorcan's powers. So it would be also sort of dispelled at the same time, but then again, apparently not, because Yagran Bargan doesn't recover once you get rid of the heart, and neither does anyone else, so I don't know. One last note. Daggerthur must not get hold of Wraith Guard. The Nerevarine must prepare and use a recall or Elm Civi intervention if there is any risk of death or capture. The element of surprise. Daggerthur will not expect you to destroy Cagrenex's enchantments on the heart. He does not know it is possible. He would not do it himself, and he knows we have never tried it. He will not believe anyone would want to sacrifice the promise of such power. Further, advancement in House Dagoth, and as in all great houses, is by challenge and confrontation within the hierarchy. The Nerevarine's challenges and defeats of ash vampires in battles with the Sixth House will be viewed in that light. Daggerthur and his kin may assume the Nerevarene's ambition is to control the heart. Given that assumption, it is only reasonable that the Nerevarene would try to defeat each of Daggerthur's subordinates in turn, working up to Daggerthur. If the Nerevarene can defeat Daggerthur and control the heart, so much the better. But logically, the Nerevarene would wish rise as high in the hierarchy as possible before cutting a deal with the head of the house. Daggerthur should try to recruit the Nerevarene into House Dagoth. It may be possible to pretend to join him, then betray him. However, any attempt to deceive him will be very risky. House Dagoth has a tradition of subterfuge and treachery, and because he is a deceiver, he will expect deception. We place no compulsion upon the Nerevarene to adhere to the plans described here, aside from the oath which we took. We believe that they offer the best chance of destroying Daggerthur, but we have also chosen to place our trust in the Neravarene's judgment and skill. Frankly, we see no alternative. If there are doubts or questions, speak with Vivek. He has agreed to serve as the Neravarene's guide and counselor for this campaign. It may be that if the Nerevarene succeeds, the Tribunal will not survive. Such sentiments as might have been expressed to the Tribunal should, in that case, be addressed to the land and people of Morrowind. May the happy convergence of fortune and prayer meet in our destiny. On behalf of Lady Elmalexia and Lord Sothasil, Vivek. I wonder if he has talked to Elmalexia and Sothasil about this. I'd assume so. Maybe? I don't know. Taking Tribunal, the expansion, into mind. I wouldn't know whether he'd have talked to Elmalexia about it. The Battle of Red Mountain and the rise and fall of the Tribunal. The following is a transcript of the words of Lord Vivek addressed to a dissident priest, Malur Ermaine, who confronted Vivek with the Ashlander traditions surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain and with prophecies of the Nerevarene, and to unnamed magistrates of the Inquisition who joined Vivek in interrogating the dissident priests. Who can clearly recall the events of the distant past, but you have asked me to tell you, in my own words, the events surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain, the birth of the Tribunal, and the prophecies of a Nerevar reborn. Here is what I can tell you. When the Chimer first abandoned the herds and tents of their nomadic ancestors and built the first great houses, we loved the Daedra and worshipped them as gods. But our brethren, the Dwemer, scorned the Daedra and mocked our foolish rituals and preferred instead their gods of reason and logic. So the Chimer and Dwemer were always at bitter war, until the Nords came and invaded Resdain. Only then did the Chimer and Dwemer put away their strife and to join together to cast out the invaders. I'm not exactly sure where Resdain is. I would assume it's on the northwestern edge of Morrowind, on the border with Skyrim. Once the Nords were driven out, General Nerevar of the Chimer and General Dumak of the Dwemer, who had come to love and respect one another, resolved to make peace between their peoples. In that time, I was but a junior counselor to Nerevar, and Nerevar's queen, Elmalexia, and his other favorite counselor, Sothasil, always doubted that such a peace might long survive, given the bitter disputes between Chimer and Dwemer. But by negotiation and compromise, Nerevar and Dumak somehow managed to preserve a fragile peace. But when Daggerthur, Lord of House Dagoth and trusted as a friend by both Nerevar and the Dwemer, brought us proof that High Engineer Cagrenex of the Dwemer had discovered the Heart of Lorcan, and that he had learned how to tap its powers and was building a new god, a mockery of Chimer faith and a fearsome weapon, we all urged Nerevar to make war on the dwarves and to destroy this threat to Chimer beliefs and security. Nerevar was troubled. He went to Dumak and asked if what Daggerthur said was true. But Cagrenex took great offence and asked whom Nerevar thought he was, that he might presume to judge the affairs of the Dwemer. Nerevar was further troubled and made pilgrimage to Holomayan, the sacred temple of Azura, and Azura confirmed that all Daggerthur said was indeed true, and that the creation of a new god of the Dwemer should be prevented at all costs. When Nerevar came back and told us what the goddess had said, we felt our judgments confirmed, and again counselled him to war, chiding Nerevar for his naive trust in friendship, and reminding Nerevar of his duty to protect the faith and security of the Chimer against the impiety and dangerous ambitions of the Dwemer. Then Nerevar went back to Vvardenfell one last time, hoping that negotiations and compromise might once again preserve the peace. But this time, the friends of Nerevar and Dumak quarrelled bitterly, and as a result, the Chima and Dwemer went to war. The Dwemer were well defended by their fortresses at Red Mountain, but Nerevar's cunning drew most of Dumak's armies out into the field and pinned them there, while Nerevar, Daggerthur, and a small group of companions could make their way into the Heart Chamber by secret means. There, Nerevar, the Chima King, met Dumak, the Dwarf King, and they both collapsed from grievous wounds and draining magics. With Dumak fallen and threatened by Daggerthur and others, Cagrenex turned his tools upon the heart, and Nerevar said he saw Cagrenex and all his Dwemer companions at once disappear from the world. In that instant, Dwemer everywhere disappeared without a trace. But Cagrenex's tools remained, and Daggerthur seized them, and he carried them to Nerevar, saying, "That fool Cagrenex has destroyed his own people with these things. We should destroy them right away, lest they fall into the wrong hands." But Nerevar was resolved to confer with his queen and his generals, who had foreseen that this war would come and whose counsel he would not ignore again. "I will ask the Tribunal what we shall do with them, but they have had wisdom in the past that I had not. Stay here, loyal Daggerthur, until I return." So Nerevar told Daggerthur to protect the tools and the heart chamber until he returned. Then Nerevar was carried to us, where we waited on the slopes of Red Mountain, and he told us all that had transpired under Red Mountain. What Nerevar had said was that the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people into immortals, and that the Heart of Lorcan held wondrous powers. Only later did we hear from others present that Daggerthur had thought the Dwemer destroyed, not made immortal, and no one knows for sure what really happened there. After hearing Nerevar, we gave our counsel as he requested, proposing we should preserve these tools in trust for the welfare of the Chima people, and who knows, perhaps the Dwemer are not gone forever, but merely transported to some distant realm, from which they may someday return to threaten our security once again. Therefore, we need to keep the tools, to study them and their principles, so that we may be safe in future generations. And though Nerevar voiced his grave misgivings, he was willing to be ruled by a council, under one condition, that we all together should swear a solemn oath upon Azura that the tools would never be used in the profane manner that the Dwemer had intended. We all readily agreed and swore solemn oaths at Nerevar's dictation. So then we went with Nerevar back into Red Mountain and met with Daggerthur. Daggerthur refused to deliver the tools to us, saying they were dangerous and we could not touch them. Daggerthur seemed to be irrational, insisting that only he could be trusted with the tools, and then we guessed that he had somehow been affected by his handling of the tools. But now I feel that he had privately learned the powers of the tools, and had in some confused way decided he must have them for himself. Then Nerevar and our guard resorted to force to secure the tools. Somehow Daggerthur and his retainers escaped, but we gained the tools and delivered them to Sothasil for study and safekeeping. For some years we kept the oaths we swore to Azura with Nerevar, but during that time, in secret, Sothasil must have studied the tools and divined their mysteries. And at last he came to us with a vision of a new world of peace, with justice and honor for nobles, and health and prosperity for the commoners, with the Tribunal as immortal patrons and guides. And dedicating ourselves to this vision of a better world, we made a pilgrimage to Red Mountain, and transformed ourselves with the power of Cagrenex's tools. And no sooner than we had completed our rituals and begun to discover our newfound powers, the Daedra Lord Azura appeared and cursed us for our forsworn oaths. By her powers of prophecy, she assured us that her champion, Nerevar, true to his oath, would return to punish us for our perfidy, and to make sure such profane knowledge might never again be used to mock and defy the will of the gods. But Sothasil said to her, "The old gods are cruel and arbitrary, and distant from the hopes and fears of Mer. Your age is past. We are the new gods, born of the flesh, and wise and caring of the needs of our people. Spare us your threats and chiding inconstant spirit. We are bold and fresh, and will not fear you." And then, in that moment, all Chima were changed into Dunmer, and our skins turned ashen, and our eyes into fire. Of course we only knew at the time that this happened to us, but Azura said, "This is not my act, but your act. You have chosen your fate, and the fate of your people, and all the Dunmer shall share your fate. But now, to the end of time, you think yourselves gods, but you are blind, and all is darkness. And Azura left us alone in darkness, and we were all afraid, but we put on brave faces, and went forth from Red Mountain to build the new world of our dreams. They did actually talk there that somewhere in here, Lord Nerevar is dead. He dies at some point. Kind of around here? Kind of sidestepped that whole thing. And the new world we shaped was glorious and generous, and the worship of the Dunmer fervent and grateful. The Dunmer were at first afraid of their new faces, but Sotha-Sil spoke to them, saying that it was not a curse but a blessing, a sign of their changed natures, and sign of the special favour they might enjoy as new Mer. No longer barbarians trembling before ghosts and spirits, but civilized Mer, speaking directly to their immortal friends and patrons, the three faces of the Tribunal. And we were all inspired by Sotha-Sil's speech and vision, and took heart. Over time, we crafted the customs and institutions of a just and honourable society, and the land of Resdain knew millennia of peace. Maybe Resdain's just an old Dwemer. Actually, no, I think that's the case. Resdain is the Dunmer name for Morrowind. Morrowind is the Empire's name for Resdain. So, when it said the Nords invaded Resdain, it wasn't a region of Morrowind. It was the entirety of Morrowind. New millennia of peace, equity, and prosperity unknown to other savage races. But beneath Red Mountain, Daggerthur had survived, and even as the light of our bold new world shined ever more brightly, beneath Red Mountain the darkness gathered, a darkness that was close kin to the bright light that Sotha-Sil coaxed from the Heart of Lorcan with the tools of Cagrenex. As the darkness grew, we fought it and crafted walls to confine it, but we never could destroy it, for the source of the darkness was the same source as the source of our own divine inspiration. And in these latter days of Morrowind, reduced to a subjugated province of the Western Empire, as the glory of the temple fades and the dark tide rises from Red Mountain, we are reminded of Azura and her promised champion's return. We have waited blind and in darkness, mere shadows, drained of our ardent vision, in shame of our folly, in fear of our judgment, and in hope of our deliverance. We do not know if the Outlander claiming to fulfill the prophecies of the Nerevarine is our old companion, Nerevar Reborn, or a pawn of the Emperor, or a cat's paw of Azura, or some simple twist of fate, but we insist you adhere to temple doctrine, and conform to the strictures dividing the hierographer from the apographer, and that you not speak that which must not be spoken openly. Act as a dutiful priest should, in accordance with your vows of obedience to the canons and archcanons, and all will be forgiven. Defy me, and you will know what it is to stand against a god. Vivek. Okay, we pretty much know all of this, I think. Actually, no. This is going into what Daggerthur's plans are. Oh boy. I did say there was going to be a lot of talking at the beginning of this. The following documents were prepared by temple scholars and agents of the Inquisition for Lord Vivek. From interrogation of captured sleepers and other six-house cultists, from studies and manuscripts written by cultists and victims of dream-induced mania, from interviews with Lord Vivek concerning historical campaigns against Red Mountain, and from broad conjectures and inferences made upon these materials, this is our best estimate of Daggerthur's motivations and objectives in the most recent phase of his war upon Morrowind. Establish a theocracy in Morrowind based on the worship of the newborn god Akullikan, second Numidium, to be created by Daggerthur from the Heart of Lorcan, and a body constructed according to the principles and rituals pioneered by the Dwemer Cagrenex. Establish the ancient heirs of House Dagoth as a god priest of Akullikan, and the sixth house of Daggerthur as the dominant political power in Morrowind. Through charismatic conversion, unite the Dunmer under the guidance of Daggerthur to battle against the foreign animals who hold Morrowind in subjugation. Note, Daggerthur has apparently adopted the views and motivations of the Dwemer High Craftlord Cagrenex. In effect, he recapitulates the ancient blasphemous folly of the Dwemer. Expose the false worship of the Tribunal and destroy the ecclesiastical authority and political power of the temple. How much the dissident priests or the cult of Nerevarine may be controlled or influenced by the Sixth House in this regard is open to speculation. Extirpate all remaining individuals of inferior and mongrel races from Morrowind. Drive the Empire from Morrowind. Recover ancient territories stolen by Skyrim and Argonia. Extend the worship of Akulakhan to all nations of Tamriel through subversion and conquest. Plans to establish and expand the Sixth House. Phase 1. Secure Red Mountain against Tribunal intruders. Deny Tribunal access to the heart, weakening the temple while securing Red Mountain for the creation of Akulakhan. Keep the construction of Second Medium a secret. Phase 2. Create passive servants in ever-widening circles around Red Mountain by broadcasting compulsions couched in dream imagery to susceptible subjects in their sleep. Establish a major operational base at Cagrenex for further operations in the Ash Wastes. Establish smaller bases near small port villages and in lower-class waterfront districts in Vivec. Infiltrate and subvert smuggling syndicates. Recruit willing followers from disaffected populations, including the underworld, the poor, and rabid anti-imperial activists. Expand from smaller bases to other towns and villages, and recruit and indoctrinate subjects made susceptible by dream sendings. Occupy abandoned towers and ruins, and train corrupted cultists as raiders and irregular troops. Identify, discredit, and decimate possible sources of political resistance. Use assassination and terror to weaken, distract, and disrupt the legions and the imperial bureaucracy, along with their Hlalu sympathizers. Inspire popular uprisings of the native poor against the foreign rich and powerful. Summon sleepers and dreamers to Daggerthur to work on Second Medium. Daggerthur thinks on a large timescale, for the most part in the outside of time scale of the divine consciousness. He thinks that only obstacles of mythic scale are worth consideration. He believes he is fated to rule Morrowind, to free Morrowind of the Empire, and to become the new hard-loving father of Morrowind. Given that perspective, the only opposing forces Daggerthur worries about are the Tribunal, the Daedra, the Emperor, and the Incarnate. With the Tribunal's loss of Sunder and Keening, and with the diminishing resources of Vivec, Almalexia, and Sothasil, Daggerthur believes he has permanently gained a decisive strategic advantage. On a mortal timescale, the battle may last for centuries, but the outcome is not in doubt, and Akulakhan may be a device for dramatically reducing the timescale for a decisive victory. The myth of dynamic invincibility of the Emperor and the Empire has long been an unquantifiable and intimidating threat, but recent rumors of unrest in Cyrodiil, of the Emperor's failing health, and the unsettled question of the succession have diminished the scale of that threat. Nonetheless, the revelation that the Nerevarine is a pawn of Imperial intelligence, hand-picked and sent to Morrowind by the Emperor himself, may cause Daggerthur considerable anxiety. The Daedra represent no coherent obstacle to Daggerthur. Nonetheless, their personal abilities and their influence upon their fanatic followers is considerable, their motives and actions obscure, and Daggerthur remains concerned about them. The Incarnate represents Saint Nerevar, a mythic force that has previously defeated Daggerthur, and Daggerthur is obsessed with this threat. At the same time, Daggerthur knew Nerevar personally, knew that he was a mortal man with faults and weaknesses. Daggerthur may have some hope of seducing or negotiating with Nerevar's reincarnation. Further, when Nerevar and the Tribunal defeated Daggerthur, they were strong and allied. Now the Nerevarine and the Tribunal are weak, opposed, and divided. Therefore, though the Nerevarine and the Tribunal represent the most serious threat to Daggerthur's plans, he still has good reason to believe that this time he will prevail. A recent timescale of Daggerthur's activities. Before Second Era 882, Daggerthur and his kin lie dreaming beneath the sills of Red Mountain. After that, they awaken. Ritually binds himself and his brethren as heart rites in a ritual of his own devising. First stages of construction of Second Medium are begun. A chamber near the Heart of Lorcan. Tribunal arrive at Red Mountain for their annual ritual bathing in the Heart's power. Daggerthur and Ash Vampires ambush Tribunal. Tribunes are driven away and prevented from restoring themselves with Cagrenex tools at the Heart of Lorcan. Intermittent Tribunal campaigns assault Red Mountain. The Tribunal and supporting forces seek to force access to the Heart Chamber, but are repeatedly driven back. Daggerthur recruits sleepers and dreamers through dream sendings. Cultists are recruited through dream compulsions. Weaker cultists become corpus beasts. Stronger cultists advance through stages towards the powers of the Ascended Sleepers. At this point, they still have the Cagrenex tools. The Tribunal have. Daggerthur doesn't have them. Cagrenex reoccupied by Daggerthur and fortified as an advanced base for 6th House operations. I don't know how much time's passed between here. Blight storms more frequent and widespread. Soul sickness spreads in regions close to Red Mountain. 6th House base is founded near Narmok and in waterfront areas of Vivek. Small cities, the 6th House cultists in every town in Vvardenfell, blah blah blah. Elmalexius Othasil lose the artifacts Keating, Sunder to Daggoth Ondros and Vemin. 3rd era 417. I don't actually know what year this takes part in. Around 427, maybe 428? 482. Hang on, no, wait. Do I have it written down in my, like, journal or something? Nope. I don't know. There is a specific year for this, but... Nerevar, Red Mountain. This is the dissident priest's interpretation of what happened on Red Mountain. Resdain, present-day Morrowind, was contested ground between two very different types of Mer, the Chimer, who worshipped Daedra, and the Dwemer, who worshipped a profane and secret power. Vivek also said that they worshipped logic and reason, that they were more scientists rather than, or I assume rather more like scientists than, like, worshipping the Daedra. These two people warred with each other constantly until their lands were invaded by a young, vibrant, and violent alien culture, the Nords. Two heroes, one from the Chimer and one from the Dwemer, Indoril Nerevar and Dumak Dwarfork, made peace between their people and together ousted the alien invaders. Then these two heroes worked long and hard to maintain that peace thereafter, though their counselors thought it could not last, or, worse, that it shouldn't. Nerevar's queen and his generals, Elmalexia, Sothasil, Vivek. Yeah, that's something which hasn't come up a few times. I believe Lord Nerevar was actually married to Elmalexia. Told him to claim all Resdain for his own, but Nerevar would not listen, for he remembered his friendship with Dumak. There would be only peace. Until Daggerthur arrived, House Dagoth had discovered the source of the profane and secret power of the Dwemer, the legendary Heart of Lorcan, which Dumak's people had used to make themselves immortal and beyond the measure of the gods. In fact, one of their high priests, Cagrenex, was building a new god so that the Dwemer could claim Resdain for their own. The Tribunal urged Nerevar again to make war on the dwarves. Nerevar was troubled. He went to Dumak, his friend of old, and asked if what Daggerthur said was true. But Cagrenex and high priests of the Dwemer had kept their new god secret from their king, and Dumak said the Dwemer were innocent of any wrongdoing. Nerevar was troubled again and made pilgrimage to Holomayan, the sacred temple of Azura, who confirmed that all that Daggerthur said was indeed true, and that the new gods of the Dwemer should be destroyed for the safety of not only Resdain, but for the whole world. When Nerevar went back and told his tribunal what the goddess had said, his queen and generals felt themselves proved right, and again counseled him to war. There were reasons that the Dwemer and Chimer had hated each other forever. They have good reason to worry about it because the whole activating the medium seems to really mess with the time frame, with the flow of time. Finally, Nerevar, angered that his friend Dumak would lie to him, went back to Vvardenfell. This time, the Chimer King was arrayed in arms and armor and had his hosts around him, and he spoke harshly to Dumak Dwarfork, King of Red Mountain. You must give up your worship of the Heart of Lorcan, or I shall forget our friendship and the deeds that were accomplished in its name. And Dumak, who still knew nothing of Cagrenex's new god, but proud and protective as ever of his people, said, We shall not relinquish that which has been our way for years beyond reckoning, just as the Chimer will not relinquish their ties to the lords and ladies of Oblivion. And to come at my door in this way, arrayed in arms and armor, and with your hosts around you, tells me you have already forgotten our friendship. Stand down, my sweet Nerevar, or I swear, by the 15 and 1 golden tones, I shall kill you and all your people. And so the Chimer and Dwemer went to war. The Dwemer were well defended by their fortress at Red Mountain, but the bravery and cleverness of Nerevar's queen and generals drew most of Dumak's armies out into the field and kept them there, so that Nerevar and Daggerthur could make their way into the Heart Chamber by secret means. Nerevar met Dumak and the Dwarf King, and they both fell from grievous wounds. Daggerthur slew Cagrenex and took the tools the Dwemer used to tap the power of the heart. He went to his dying Lord Nerevar and asked him what to do with these tools, and Nerevar summoned Azura again, and she showed them how to use the tools to separate the power of the heart from the Dwemer people. Though they're going by this way, they're sort of saying that the Dwemer had already made them link themselves to the heart. Vivek was saying that in the haste to defend themselves against Nerevar's forces, Cagrenex used the tools on the heart, and that caused them to all vanish. Here it seems like that it was actually Nerevar who ended up separating the dwarves, or, you know, there's a different order of things. And on the fields, the Tribunal and their armies watched as the Dwemer turned into dust all around them as their stolen immortality was taken away. Yeah, that they already had immortality from the heart, but it was undoing of that which caused them to disappear, rather than them trying to gain immortality from the heart being what caused them to disappear. Which is interesting because, I mean, Daggerthur, Vivek, Elmalexia, and Sothasil gained the powers of gods and immortality, but they didn't poof out of existence. So that's reason to think maybe that what Lord Cagrenex did was actually he actually messed up. And well, we'll see after we destroy the heart that it doesn't cause like Vivek to just poof out of existence either, or turn into a pile of ash. Spoilers, but you know, I'm using here. Back at Red Mountain, Nerevar told Daggerthur to protect the tools in the heart chamber until he returned. Daggerthur said, "But shouldn't we destroy these tools at once, so that they might never be used for evil again?" But Nerevar was confused by his wounds and his sorrow, for he still loved Dumak and the Dwemer people, and so went to the fields outside of Red Mountain to confer with his queen and his generals, who had foreseen that this war would come and whose counsel he would not ignore again. "I will ask the Tribunal what we shall do with them, for they have had wisdom in the past that I had not. Stay here, loyal Daggerthur, until I return." It's interesting, I think that line's the same as what Vivek said. Then Nerevar told his queen and generals all that had transpired under Red Mountain, and how the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people into immortals, and of the wondrous power of the Heart of Lorcan. The Tribunal decided that the Chimer should learn how to use their powers so that Nerevar might claim Resdayn and a world for their people. Nerevar did not expect or want this, so he asked his queen and generals to help him summon Azura yet again for her guidance. But the Tribunal had become as greedy as Cagrenex upon hearing of the power of the heart, and they coveted it. They made ritual as if to summon Azura as Nerevar wanted, but Elmalexia used poisoned candles, and Sothasil used poisoned robes, and Vivek used poisoned invocations. Nerevar was murdered. Then Azura came forth anyway, and cursed the Tribunal for their foul deeds. She told them that she would use her powers over Dusk and Dawn to make sure Nerevar would come back and make things right again. But the Tribunal laughed at her and said that soon they would be gods themselves, and that the Chimer people would forget their old ways of worship. And Azura knew this would be true, and that it would take a long time before her power might bring Nerevar back. "What you have done here today is foul beyond measure, and you will grow to regret it, for the lives of gods are not what mortals think, and matters that weigh only years to mortals weigh on gods forever." It's interesting she'd say that, because the Daedra princes, they're not gods. They're sort of their own beings. I guess they're sort of like aspects, like beings of certain aspects. I guess kind of describes a god, but I think it's pretty specifically said that they're not gods, so I wouldn't think Azura would really know much about the manner of gods, but I don't know. And so that they might know forever their wicked deeds, Azura changed the Chimer into Dunmer, and their skin turned to ashen, and their eyes into fire. If someone asks you if you're a god, yeah, true enough. I mean, certainly Azura and the other Daedra princes like to portray themselves as being gods. So they take a very active interest in messing around with mortals, getting them to do tasks and all that. Let this mark remind you of your true selves, who, like ghouls, fed on the nobility, heroism, and trust of their king. And then the Tribunal went into Red Mountain and met with Daggerthur. Daggerthur saw what had been done, for his skin had changed as well, and he tried to avenge the death of Nerevar, but to no avail. He was driven off and thought dead. The Tribunal found the tools he had been guarding, and through study of Cagrenex methods, turned themselves into gods. This puts it, like, a lot closer in time span together, because Vivek was saying that they had taken, like, a year or so, that Sothasil had, studied the tools on his own, and then come back and said, oh, this is what we do with it. And then they went to the Red Mountain, and then I think, like, they found that Daggerthur had come back or something. Tribunal found the tools he had been guarding, and through study of Cagrenex methods turned themselves into gods. Thousands of years after the apotheosis, the Tribunal are still the gods of Morrowind, and the old ways of worship are remembered only by a few, and the murder of Nerevar is known to fewer. But his queen and generals still fear his return, for the words of Azura linger long, and they see the mark of her curse on their people every day. Okie dokie. Oh, that's done. Let's go and kill things. It's a lot of reading, but I find it fascinating, so I hope other people do too. Just the different interpretations of stuff. Hello. Oh no. Oh no. It was too much reading. The game's like, I can't take it anymore. Oh dear. We'll just breeze through all that dialogue with him again. Hello again. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Blah 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 blah. No. Did we hear this one? We did not murder Nerevar. The legend that we murdered Nerevar comes from a story told by a shield companion to Nerevar, Alandro Sul, who lived among the Ashlanders. The Ashlanders have retained Alandro Sul's account as part of their oral histories. The account is persuasive in some details, implausible in others, and in any case, false. I have 2 accounts of Nerevar's death here in my library. Read them and judge for yourself. I don't think we saw that one. Which one? Which set of things was that? Oh, here we go. We did actually read this one. There's actually a little bit more. You want to chide me? Why did I murder Nerevar? Why did I break my oath to Azura not to use Cagrenex tools? Why did I cause others to suffer? Yeah, why did you break your oath? Along with Lord Nerevar, and at his insistence, Almalexia, Sothasil, and I swore before our god of Oz at the time, the Daedra Lord Azura, never to employ the tools of Cagrenex for any purpose. We broke our oaths. We turned our backs on the old gods. I still see no compelling reason to worship any of the Aedra or Daedra, but for the respect I held for Nerevar, and the respect I held for myself, I should never have betrayed my oath. Of all my life's actions, I most regret that failure. The Aedra are like Akatosh, Stendar, Mara, I think, and all that. I think Arche. Whereas the Daedra, you know, Azura, Boethia, Malakath, and Oleg Baal and all that. Why'd you cause others to suffer? I respect that question, and you for it. The most I can say is, I did the best I could, as I saw things. Can you, mortal, presume to judge the actions and motives of a god? But, because I need you, and you need me, I will make an accounting for my sins to you. But not now. Destroy Daggerthur, and then we will discuss my sins. Then perhaps you will have earned the right to judge me. Okay. Fine. Just to make sure, if they give any, like, thingies, I'll just briefly peruse these. Now we will save. Also, let me put up the sound again, so that we can hear that delightful fire crackling. Okay. There we go. Now let's see if we can get to Red Mountain. Oh, right. I was going to see whether we could find the, heads of the, ordinators. Yeah, it's you. Beryl Sala. The Archcanon has announced that Lord Vivek has selected you as the champion of the temple in the war against Daggerthur and the Sixth House. I'm very happy, and I will pray for you and the success of your quest. Now, can I help you? Are you looking for someone in particular? Yes, yes, yes. I think that's just generic dialogue. 5 ancient Dwemer citadels in the crater of Red Mountain are occupied by Daggerthur and his ash vampire kin. You really don't have much to say, considering you're the head of the ordinators. No wonder I really don't remember talking to you. What's Sayoni got to say about all this, anyway? Go back and talk to him. Probably not much, but hello.
I see this land suits you. We welcome you freely, Outlander.
We have heard the proclamation. Vivek has removed his curse upon the Nerevarine and has ended the persecution of the dissident priests. Vivek has acknowledged you as the incarnate Nerevarine, the prophesied savior of Morrowind, and the last hope to withstand the menace of Daggerthur and the Sixth House. Okie dokie. I could just ask you about basically anyone. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's go. We need to go to Ghost Fence. Quickest way to get there would be... Get to Old Rune and we'll go by the usual path we take there. Hello? So I want to kill all of the ash vampires. We've killed 2 of them. I think there's like 8 or 9 of them. A number of them are sort of located in the same dungeons. I think all the ones which we have to kill are located within Red Mountain area. I was looking at it before stream, but what with all the reading...
Where would you like to go?
I've kind of forgotten specifics. Okay. Also, I want to go to Ghost Gate because there's a little something extra which we can do. Also, I was most disappointed. I was reading about the various Telvanni counselors and Mistress Tharana, the oh, what's it called? The unfortunately rather crazy one. If you're a member of House Telvanni, she actually has some quests for you to do. And one of them gives you a reward of an enchanted Daedric Cuirass and Greaves. Which is, I kind of wish I could do that. I don't really want to kill her just to pick it up off her corpse, if she has some in her inventory. I don't really have any... Good. I don't have any need to, so... I did actually check what the enchantment was. It might be better wearing the ebony mail anyway, because it has nice constant effects on it. She also tells you about how to get, where to go to get an artifact, Oriel's Bow, which is actually right here at the Ghost Gate. I forget who has it. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Wolf. Hey. Hello. They call me Wolf. What brings you to Ghost Gate? Wolf. That's me. This is a hell of a place. Why are you here? Perhaps I should keep my business here secret. I'm the Nerevrine, and I go to confront Daggerthur in his citadel. What a piece of luck. Look, I'm an old Legion veteran, and as old as the poor old Emperor. Bless his soul. I'm too old for campaigning. I came this far to look at hell, but I can't go any further than this. I'll take it kindly if you carry this old lucky coin with you when you go to Daggerthur. Sort of a token of the tough young hero I used to be. Would you do that for an old man? I'm sorry, but my mother told me never to accept gifts from strangers. But aren't we supposed to have uncertain parents? I'll take your old lucky coin to Daggerthur with me. That's very kind of you. Here's the coin. I've had it with me a long time, and it's always brought me luck. But I have no more use for it, and I'd like to pass it on to somebody younger. Somebody going places I can't go anymore. Your generation's shaper of history, an engine of destiny. That coin will bring you luck on the mountain, I promise. For Emperor and Empire, as we say in the Legions, go with Kinnereth. Crater Citadels? Yeah. Ghost Fence. In the past, the Ghost Fence was completely effective. Yeah. Poor old Emperor. The Emperor is getting old. Don't know how much longer he'll hang on. So is the whole Empire, for that matter. Getting old, that is. The Emperor and the Legions have held the Empire together for hundreds of years. It's been a good thing, by and large, but maybe it's time for a change. Time for something young and new. Not what? No idea, because I'm old. Old dog doesn't get new ideas, but maybe young folks like you should try some new ideas. I don't know. Could be messy, but change is never pretty. Okie dokie. So yeah, he gave us a old man's lucky coin. Which should have I'm pretty sure it should have done something. Hold on. Did I say it before I talked to him? Okay. I just want to make sure that this works, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to give you a little bonus. It might have actually given me a skill. Just take off all my magical items in case they're giving me magic resistance.
Any time now.
Okay. Yep. Hello. I'm going to confront Daggerthur. I'll take your coin. Thank you. Okie dokie. Maybe it doesn't apply as I thought. Oh, well, there it is. It's an ability. We get a power from it. Luck of the Emperor. Fortified luck 20 points for 120 seconds on self. Pretty nice. I thought it was a constant buff to my a constant buff to my luck, but it's an ability which we can cast. That's just as nice. It's a pretty nice spell. And there. There. Oh, we haven't looked at Wraith Guard. Okay, so we've got Wraith Guard here. It's a piece of heavy armor. I like the design of it. It has shield 10 points on self, reflect 20% on self, resist blight disease 50% on self, resist shock, fire, frost, magicka, and poison 10% on self. Constant effect. If we could wear it, but it doesn't buff our strength like the Fist of Randagolf does. So we'll probably only wear it when we need to. But it's quite nice. I would usually always wear it all the time, but the extra carry capacity Fist of Randagolf give is very nice. Hello. Oh, there's all my stuff. More of my stuff. I just drop it all over the place. Okay. I think that was all that we were really coming here to see. Unless I could talk to things about the Ghost Fence, Ghost Gate. Wolf. Old Imperial fellow, Legion veteran, named Wolf. No, nobody like that up here that I can remember. Don't remember any old Legion veterans here at all. Not in a very long time. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Yeah, you'll find, I think if we go back there. Ooh. He's disappeared. It's assumed that that's a, that's an avatar of Tiber Septim. Oh, hello. Bleh. Okay. Now, I know there's several dungeons around here which we have to go through. Maybe we can get a buff while we're here. Because there is this shrine up here. Thank you for your pride, Lord Vivek. I shall not doubt myself. Fortified Magicka. I might have given up a grand soul gem for that, but oh well. Ow! Ow! Stop that! Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, from all the notes which we read, there is a whole bunch of dungeons which we need to go through here. Ooh, hello. You're a descended sleeper. And I have grand soul gems. Come here. There we go. Whew. Why are you dead? let's have a look in... Oh, hello. Let's have a look in here. Nyx hounds. Nyx hounds. Glass. Bucket, some bones. Some glass in the bucket. This is a lot of Nyx. I'm sorry, hello, what are you doing here? You're an officer in the Imperial Legion, you are. Ugh. What are you doing here, man? Are you stuck here? Are you alright? There's no one else in here, is there? It's just Nyx hounds and a single guard. Someone's got to guard all this raw glass. Yeah, but... Wait. What? Where is he? He was here. Is he up here? I am so confused. Where'd he go? Okay, fine, whatever. He takes his responsibility very highly. Oh, there he is. I thought he'd disappeared like Wolf had. No, here's some other people. Bacano. Name kind of sounds a bit familiar. Gardini Rethan. The richest in the world. Yeah. It just got a mine set up in here in Red Mountain. Actually, a whole bunch of people over here.
Yes, madame. What is it?
You have something to say to me?
Where's that slave?
Must be related to a quest in some regard, but... Okay. I don't remember there being people in Red Mountain, but, well... Guess we cleared out all the Nyx hounds for them. But over here. Okay, just looped around. Yep, okay, that's it. Well. Let's continue up the mountain. We are going to go... What's that? Oh, that's a skull. We're going to go this way. Because we have to hunt down... Oh, hello. We have to hunt down a number of, dungeons. There we go. I want their souls, because they have the, largest, souls of normal creatures. Along with golden saints. Their soul strength is 400. Yeah, which is the largest soul which you can fit into a grand soul gem. Okay, let's go over there. Oh, it's actually listed where the various dungeons are on our map. Okay. I believe there's a few other places around here than just those, but let's see. Can I get there from here? Okay. Is there a cave or something down there? Oh, sod you! I was going to land on that rock. And then it punted me out of the air. I don't think there is. Yes, sheep. Oh, if we get too close to the ghost fence, we actually move out of the Red Mountain region, so the blight storm stops. Okay. Yeah, let's go up here. Oh, what's this place? Animus Mine. Okay, what's in here? Anything under there? Oh. Some more Dunbar. Hello. You take the black ebony from deep in the earth. Is this an ebony mine? Oh, I guess it is. I hope you guys get paid a lot for this. Is there anything up on the ledge here? Doesn't look like it. Let's go over here. It's just back to the entrance. Right. Let's put... There we go. Okay.
There is someone.
Anything up on here? Nope. What about over here? Uh-oh. You gotta be careful about that. Don't want to drop into the lava. Magma, I guess, because it's underground. And nothing there. Oh, hang on. Oh. There's a sliver of lava sticking through the rock there. Oh, right. Not sure if there's something else down there. That's not my boots are flying. Nope. Okay. I mean, I could take Ebony, but I think it's fine. I don't really need it. There's no guards in this one. Okay. Ow. Oh, hello. I see you there. Let's just heal up a bit. Oh. Okay, where's the entrance to here? Ah, there it is. Do we have a training facility? Ow. Oh, hello. Could I please rest? There's a golden saint there, and I'd like to get the soul. Okay. Now. Well. I've already got all my soul gems filled. Standard potion of jump. That's you. Dead dreamer. Okay. Rising force potion. Let's have a look in here. Claymore, scrap metal, coins, diamond, diamond and an emerald, frost potion. Oh, hello. Here's one of the artifacts we're looking for. It is keening. Fortified Magicka, 50 points on self, health 30 points, attack 30 points, agility 20 points, and speed 20 points. It's pretty nice. In Citadel Odrosal, I discovered the artifact blade Keening, one of the enchanted tools created by the Dwemer Craftlord Cagrenex. Really wasn't too difficult. There's a whole bunch of ash statues in those alcoves there as well. I've never noticed that. But yeah, as was mentioned, if we put it on, Keening has dealt you a mortal wound. But you'll see we didn't die instantly, as I mentioned earlier, but if we wear Wraith Guard, it'll be perfectly fine. But we're over encumbered. That's why I'm carrying too much. Not by much though. 500 out of 500. If I dropped my Daedric boots, we'd be able to carry it. I might just drop a bunch of potions. Not like I need those. But yeah, I mean, I don't have to use it. It does look cool though. Like a shard of crystal. Held in some sort of Dwemer framework. I guess it's kind of like some kind of crystal tuning fork. Yeah, I might switch to... Let's get rid of you. And you. Okay. That was Dagoth Odros. Oh, actually, did I save before I attacked him? Okay. Something I want to do. I want to try. Let's see. Let's put that on. Right. Okay. Oh. Well, or rather, have you come to serve, or to challenge my station, or to try and win keening? Many mortals serve their gods. Few are so fortunate to be invited to share their divine power with them. Lord Daggerthur makes you a generous offer, Erala. Join him, and you can share the divine eternal power of Lorcan's heart. So far, all your struggles, your battling, your destructiveness, all these things might be understood as improving your bargaining position. Come now, we hold you no bitterness. You cannot truly harm us. We can afford to forgive. You think to climb higher in Brother Daggerthur's eyes by defeating me? Well then, you might rise at that. None of us Heart Whites can die. The power of the heart will bring us all back in time. But yes, you might win Lord Daggerthur's favor by defeating his lieutenants. No hard feelings, Erala. I lose my rank. You lose all. You're playing for high stakes, Erala. Are you sure you want to play? Surely there is no dishonor for a mortal to serve a god. It is well hidden. Even if I should fall, you'll never find it. Not really. But if you choose to serve, perhaps Lord Daggerthur might even consent to grant you the use of it. Surely by coming so far, you have drawn his discerning eye and earned his favor. Be reasonable. Why risk blood and life for that which might be won by words and service? Yeah. Nope. You're gonna die. Blech. There we go. So he had a 6th house amulet, his key, ash salts, and this Amulet of Heartfire. Fortify agility 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Fortify unarmored 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Carmelian 20% for 30 seconds on self. Fortify speed 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. And fortify fatigue 20 to 40 points for 30 seconds on self. Quite nice. There is one. Yeah, let's go this way. No, that's just back up to where Keening was. Okay. I did see, however, up there. Dwarven crossbow, whole bunch of arrows, greaves, boots, disease resistance, mace, a hammer, master armorer's hammer, dwarven war axe. Okay, that's all that's up there. Right. That's one of the artifacts retrieved. Let's follow this path and slide along the rope. See if we can find... Yep. There we go. I like to take the time to see if I can talk to all of the ash vampires. I believe a number of them have... They might all have different dialogue. I don't know whether you can talk to all of them. But you have to sneak your way up to them, since they're naturally hostile to you. Ow. Oh. It's really not nice how you're just hanging around in corners. There's another one. There we go. There's another ash ghoul. Okay, that's the Salvo Ancestral Tomb. We've been in there. We defeated a powerful vampire in there. Blech. Okay. We need to get up to that one there. No. Gone up. Gone up a level. Level 30. Intelligence, willpower, and speed. Oh. Let's go this way. All right. It sounds so lucky I'm immune to blight diseases. Ugh. Oh. Okay. There's Cagrenex Library, which I think we've been through slightly. Oh yes, because we got the we got one of the holy artifacts from here. Like the cleaver, I think. Yes, I can see all the items I stack on top of the chests. Ladder of Clovis. No. Dagoth Fandrill. I don't need that. Okay. Anything down here? Oh, hang on. Netch Leather Tower Shield. Fantastic. And all that's down there? I guess so. Oh, hello. No, I'm sorry. No flowery speeches, no subtle tricks, no formal boasts or challenges. Fight or leave. But don't expect me to pass the time of day with you. Okay then. Daggerthur. Tribunal. 6th house amulet. It's key. It has an Amulet of Heartthrob. Fortify Magicka 40 points for 30 seconds on self. Spell absorption 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Lightning shield 20 points for 30 seconds on self. It's also got quite a lot of books. Do you have any copies of... There we go. Glass Greaves. Oh, this might be the book which I mentioned a few times about the creation of bone mold armor. There's a diamond in there. Cagrenex plan book. Ooh. The contents of this handwritten journal are in an unfamiliar script and an unknown language. There are many complex diagrams heavily annotated with numbers and strange symbols. The title page, however, is clearly marked in Old Aldmeris. Cagrenex plan book. Ooh. That's kind of an important thing to find. Lesson 18. There's another book. What's this? Oh! This is Galor Rithari's manuscripts. Apparently it's a copy of his handwritten manuscript. It's a handwritten... I guess he found the guy's notes and wrote down a copy of them. We have read that. Okay. Is there anything else in here? I have Thumb, I have Duggan, Matter of Clovis. I'm not seeing any Sunder here. Sunder's probably in another one. Just making sure. They would have told me where it is. Yeah, Veminal. Not here. Hello. Mendor Eves. Okay. Oh, it's another ash vampire dead. Oh. Where'd you come from? It's popping out of nowhere. Right, we've got to go over there. The phrases seem to be very aggressive. They seem to be homing in on me a lot more than they used to be. They're not sort of floating around up in the air for quite a while before they descend. Ooh. It's actually a Daedric shrine over here. I don't think that's actually listed on my on the map. Can we go in here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Help! I got too chop happy. Okay. Fortify my health a bunch. There we go. Okay. Everything's all alright. Okay, let's have a look in here. Assault Kushalit. You crazy? There's a bunch of cultists in here? Not even Dunmer cultists? Oh, well. Seeing as who the statue's of, I guess the question of whether you're crazy or not answers itself. Did you damage my strength? You did. Okay, and willpower. There we go. Okay. What have you got? Levels Musti Chilotus. Chiotus. Don't have anything. Flyback War Axe. Cyrodiilic Brandy. Devil Longbow. Potion of Light. Emeralds and rubies. And some candles. Okay. The importance of wear. Warrior's Blessing. Gold of Vigor. Lightning Shield. Eco Resistance. Dire Flame Arrows. And a chest. What's in here? Ring of Ice Bolts. Uh-huh. There. Really anything of interest? Nope. Okay. Yeah. Go back. Well, let's go over this way. I think I have to go. I think we'll have to go around here to get to Vvardenfell. There's a mud crab. What are you doing here, mud crab? You're very lost. I think this cave here is actually the other end of Cagrenex. Cherum's Heart? Charmer's Breath, yep. This is actually where we fought and killed the other ash vampire. But I didn't go through here because, well, we hadn't started this part of the quest, so. That explains, at least in part, how the Sixth House cultists have been getting out of the ghost fence. They've just been following tunnels going underneath it. Do we need to go down there? No. I just want to see whether there's any other dungeons down here. Doesn't really look like it. There's no roads over here, so... Nope. No! What was that? Damn it! It like punted me off the edge of the platform. Okay, is this the place which we need to be at? No. Have a look here anyway. Okay. So what's this place? Chanched. Chanched. Nope. Okay. From a cylinder attached there. Up. Up. What's here? Eh. Coins and stuff. Ow. Emerald, ruby, Wait, that poison's still affecting me? How long does it last for? Yeah. Battle axe, coins, stuff and things. Rubies. Nothing behind there. Okay. Is that everywhere around here? That's collapsed. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Just a simple little dungeon. Oh. Yes. Let me disarm you. Go back around this way. Oh. Stop that. I swear cliff racer. Cliff racers, of course. Ugh. Is everything dead? Ask a stupid question. No, of course not. Aha! Ow. What'd you get for interrupting my rest? Okay. Here we go. Verminal. Yep. Chop, 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 chop. I really need some more repair hammers. My claymore is suffering. Let's see. What am I doing? Dagoth, someone. Nylor. Okay. A bunch of ebony arrows there. Silver bolts. Emerald. Diamond. Ebony. Emerald. Short sword. Meat. Now delightful. Okay. Oh, great. I really don't want to have to deal with you. There we go. Faster that way so I don't have to replenish my drained stats. Also, before I forget, paper, throw a coin, spear, shield, stuff. Okay. Down here. Special flora, ruins. Grandmaster's Olympic. That's nice. We've already got one though. Axe and a halberd. It really shows how far we are in the game where I'm just like, oh, yeah. All of this stuff, I'm not even interested in picking it up or selling. It's just like, just make sure that my Carmelian is on so I can talk to the Ash Vampire wherever he is. You're not interested in talking. Oh, there you are. Ah, oh, hang on. Okay, good. What? You want to talk? You want to surrender? To boast? To talk me to death? Don't bother. You surrender, I'll kill you. You want to go home? Fine, I won't touch you. But you lay a hand on me, and we fight until you're dead. Don't bother. You're not scaring anyone, you know. You just makes you look nervous. Come on. I'm waiting for you to make the first move. You're the challenger. I'm one of the oldest things to ever have slipped from a wound, Irala, but I've never heard of anyone talk to death. Of course, there's always a first time, and I was brought up properly. I know it's not polite to interrupt, so you just go ahead, talk all you want, and when you're done, go home. Or take your best shot. It's all the same to me. Talk to this, 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 talk to this. Blah, 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 blah. You mean it's worth a try? I was going to say, that crazy Talvani counselor, Tharana, she was able to talk constantly, and you can sit there saying, like, you know, wait patiently for her to finish, and the game sort of says, you know, she shows no sign of stopping, and apparently there's the option to stubbornly wait to stubbornly continue to politely listen. And it says something along the lines of, Mistress Tharana is maintained through necromantic powers. She can potentially continue talking amiably for a very long time. Possibly forever. It's like, okay. Here's the Amulet of Heartthrob. Fortify strength 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Fortify hand to hand 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Shield 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. And levitate 20 points for 30 seconds on self. 6th house amulet and Sunder. There we go. Very nice weapon. Constant effect. Fortify attack 30 points. Fortify strength 20 points. Drain fatigue 1 point on self. Fortify endurance 20 points on self. Fortify luck 20 points on self. It's usually at this point in the game, regardless of what skill I have, what weapon skill I have the most points in, I inevitably become a master of blunt weapons, because I will... Sunder is such a good weapon. I find it very difficult to, like, use anything else. I mean, its chop is 10 to 70. Our Daedric Claymore is 1 to 60. It's just so much better than every other weapon you've most likely got up to this point. And it, not only that, but it fortifies your strength, and it increases attack by 30 points. So you're not going to be missing all the time. Just most of the time. So you're able to, like, reasonably train up your blunt weapon skill. Unlike Keening, which is... You know, I mean, for Keening fortifies attack too, but it doesn't give you the strength buff. What? Beldot the Undying? I can't talk to you. What have you got? Blood Feet Shield. Absorb health 5 to 20 points for 10 seconds. What? 5 to 20 points for 10 seconds on touch. And you've got a Silver War Axe. That's not a unique shield, is it? Doesn't look like an Empire shield. Doesn't look like a steel shield. Don't think. It's very heavy. I can't carry it with me, but I don't remember you. Oh well. Where is that? Picked up a shield. I can't find it. There we go. Okay. Well. Yeah, there we go. So we've got the artifact Sunder. So how many of these do I have? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. I'm sure there's more than that. I'm just going to save. And I'm actually going to look up again where they're all located. Let's see. So, Dagoth, Aranus, I got you. You're in Mamea, which is where we went to rescue that Ashlander's son. Dagoth Endus. He was in Endusel, Cagrenex study. Did I go there? How many ash vampires are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're missing 2, I think. So we were in Cagrenex Library, not Cagrenex Study. We went... There's probably also one... Hang on. Dagoth Vemin we killed just then. That was the one which had Sunder. Belt of Heartfire, that was in Cagrenex. Yeah, Daggerthur. Terrain Nulal, Cagrenex Library. I think that's the one which you killed to get Keening. No? Oh no, that was that place. Right, that was the one with the Bladder of Clovis. We've been there. Okay, so I've gotten you. Odros. Odrosel. Yeah, you would have been the one for Keening. Yep. Okay, so we got you. Dagoth Gilvos. Daggerthur lower facility. You've got the blood ring. I think that's the one which we're missing. So, hello, welcome. I'm just looking up stuff on the wiki, so we'll be... I think I need to get Dagoth Gilvos, which is in Daggerthur, lower facility, and Dagoth Endus, which is in Endusel. Where is Endusel? Let me have a look on the map. It is located. Over there. Okay, so we have to go southeast. Right. I know where to go. I do want to get all the ash vampires. Yep. I'm aware. Pardon. I was just looking at stuff on the wiki to find locations. Where'd it go? Orc. Yeah, that way. Okay, let's just fly over there. We have to go kind of around here. Oh, I forgot. I'm wielding Sunder, not my claymore. Wait, what's that? Oh, that's drain fatigue. Right. No. Okay. I think there's also another Daedric shrine around here. Ah. Yeah, so we're gonna have a look at that as well. Yeah, you can see with what's my current skill in blunt? 15 in the blunt weapons. And yet we're hitting the very frequently. There we go. Wait, I can talk to you? I guess not. What do you got? Silver Spark Sword. Yeah, that's the steel shield, so the other one... I don't know what it was. Daedric Staff. Okay, let's go have a look in here. Ula Radalaku. Get back here. Oh, hello. It's a shrine of Mehrunes Dagon. No, you. Oh, hey. Love of sanguine safekeeping. Sacrifice ring. But you. You've got nothing. Oh, hello. Bonk. Flame Matronach, Shock Guard. Level lesson 17. I don't have a I still don't have a spell which can open up a higher than level 50 lock. Don't need that. Can't actually open up that other chest. What have you got? Some gold and a Daedra heart. Okay. Another very short little dungeon. I think... Nope, there's definitely nothing behind there. I can see through the terrain. Okay, so we still need to go, yeah, just a little bit further south. No, I don't want to... There we go. Yes, sheep. Yes, sheep. Not my pants. There we go. What have you got? Ooh, Daedric Warhammer. This is pretty nice. Okay, let me put my sneak on. Ooh. There's some giant robot legs there. Or feet. Boots. How about that? I wonder when it said, all the Dwemer disappeared. Did it mean... Does it mean also, like, all the corpses of the dead Dwemer disappeared as well? Because there's still ghosts around. And I would assume some of the Dwemer would have died in the fighting with the Dunmer in the Battle for Red Mountain. Big robot head, too. There's a whole bunch of bits of giant robots around here. There. And an exquisite belt. Okay. And a hand, too. I wonder what this would all look like if you joined them all together in the construction kit. I mean, aside from a giant robot. Oh, hello. I greet you, Irala, or Nerevar, or whoever you are. I'm Daggerthur, brother of Daggerthur and lord of Citadel Endusel. Would you like a little ancient Daggoth brandy? It is a rare nectar beyond compare, distilled ages before your ancestors' ancestors, and a fitting toast to our challenge. Would you like to sample it? Yeah, give me some. Then I drink to your health. Bottoms up. Whenever you're ready then, you're the challenger, and I'm your host, so honor demands that you deliver the first blow. Daggerthur gave me a bottle of ancient Daggoth brandy. We've actually found some of that before. Drains intelligence and willpower for 20 points on 30 seconds on self, but it's worth a fair bit. I don't need my intelligence and Bonk. There we go. Get out of here. It just skull the whole thing. Amulet of Heartthrob. Fortify Magicka 30 to 60 points for 30 seconds on self. Sanctuary 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Fortify Conjuration 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Book Silence. What's this book? Cagrenex Journal. The contents of this handwritten journal are in an unfamiliar script in an unknown language. There are many complex diagrams, heavily annotated with numbers and strange symbols. Title, Bahij, however, is clearly marked in Old Maris. Cagrenex Journals. I guess Old Maris, or... maybe the other one just meant to read Old Maris, but they put it at the beginning of it twice. Ooh. Special Flora. A Ghoul Heart. Dwemer Centurion Plans. Ghoul Pod, Ash Things, Mushrooms, Air Tongs. Okay. But here. It's nothing. That rusted Dwemer. Right. I think we've explored everywhere in here. All that there is now is to go to Daggerthur itself. There's a few more dungeons listed around here. I think there's some egg mines down in this area here. But I think we'll just go straight to Daggerthur. Okay, here we are. We'll rest. Why hasn't my Magicka got back? My intelligence and willpower are drained to 0. That doesn't seem correct. Call me crazy. That was only supposed to last for 60 seconds. Okay. Now, yeah, right, of course. Do I have anything which I can use to... Here we go. That gave me 55 Magicka. Let's see. I didn't mean to cast Recall, I meant to cast Mark. Right, let's try that again. Okay. Now. Please tell me you have a way for me to restore my stats here.
How may I be of service?
There's a bug in the game where drain attribute spells act as a damage attribute spell if the attributes it affects are fortified. Oh, okay. That's annoying. And I was hoping that I could just come here and use one of their shrines to restore my stats, but but I got fortify stuff here. Oh. It'd be nice if I got into the ghost gate, because that would be closer by. Good. Of course, now I realize also, you can't actually Elm Civvy to the ghost fence because it doesn't count as a temple. Right, let's we're going to have to call off going to Daggerthur for the moment because I want to restore those stats. And I'm not going to stand there restoring my intelligence all the way back up to 100 by casting my restore intelligence by 1 point at a time spell. Also because with no intelligence, I had no mana. I think it'll just be quicker this way. Come on, climb down the mountain. Fall down the mountain. Also welcome. Oh, cliff racers, you're not able to keep up with me. Come on, hit the sword. There we go. I don't know about these switches protecting these gates here. It seems like a rather large flaw in the whole ghost fence. I guess maybe all of Daggerthur's minions are too stupid to really be able to press the buttons. Use the code patch, which fixes so many things. You can choose which fixes are applied when you install it. I actually have that installed as well.
Very happy to make your acquaintance.
You have... There we go. Obsidian restoration. There we go. Okay, good. That's all fixed again. I didn't apply all of the code patches because some of the ones are sort of like fixing bugs which I kind of enjoy in the base game, so... Just things to do with like... Oh, the mathematics aren't done properly regards to like adding things together and so on. But a lot of the ones, I think pretty much all the ones which involved what is it? sort of like long-term issues which would end up causing save game corruptions are the ones I applied. The game not unloading things from memory was one that I remember. What's that problem? Come on, I want to rest. Okay, there we go. Now, let's cast Recall. Go right back up there. There we go. I don't know if that hand crank's going to work this time. Okay. No. Just wait here for it to... There we go. Okay.
Come, Nerevar, friend or traitor, come. Come and look upon the heart and a Kulakan. And bring Wraith Guard. I have need of it.
Hearing voices.
Come to the Heart Chamber. I wait for you there where we last met countless ages ago.
Bonk. Let's see.
Come to me through fire and war. I welcome you.
Okie dokie. Could you tell your creatures to stop attacking me? Maybe they're not too good at obeying commands. I guess you're doing it to, like, test me or something. Okay. Because it's going to be another ash vampire, I'll just make myself...
Welcome, Moon and Star. I have prepared a place for you.
Okay. So I can talk to it. Up here is where we found one of the, yeah, here we go. On this guy was the, Crozier, I think it was? Like Crozier or some films or something which we had to collect for the temple. And that dialogue is what I was worried about at the time of playing.
Come, bring Wraith Guard to the Heart Chamber. Together let us free the cursed false gods.
I don't particularly remember that line. Maybe some of these were restored. But yeah, apparently these dialogue lines which are from Daggerthur, they play only if you have Wraith Guard, Keening, and Sunder. Or at least one of those, maybe? Dagoth, rather. Oh, hello. Dead hero. Oh, you got a Blood Fate shield as well. I guess it's not a unique shield. Hello, welcome. You've seen so many people use this hammer. It's really hard to pass up. Sunder's really good. Fortify strength, attack, endurance, and luck. And it deals more damage than my Daedric Claymore does. I understand. You know, you want people to use, like, different weapons. I wish I could use a different weapon. It's just, it's so good. It's just really hard to pass up. Can I get past you? Also, welcome. Oh, good. Blah. Hate those things. Armorous hammer. Hey, Daggerthur. You couldn't, like, summon a whole bunch of hammers, could you? My equipment needs repairing. Oh. Well, thank you. Maybe another one? My stuff is still kind of damaged. Diamond. Web tube. Okay.
Welcome, Nerevar. Together we shall speak for the law and the land, and shall drive the mongrel dogs of the Empire from Morrowind.
Can't talk to you. Up.
Is this how you honor the Sixth House and the tribe unmourned? Come to me openly, and not by stealth.
Who's stealthing? I mean, I'm a chameleon, I guess I am, but... I'm also fighting my way through your hordes of monsters. I'm not being stealthy here, man. God. Hold on. Because I want to talk to you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not here, man. Okay. Hello? Who are you? Dagoth Gilfoth. I'm not here to talk. I'm here to fight. Okay. Good fight. Blood Ring. Modify health, 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Fire shield, 10 to 20 points for 30 seconds on self. Resist fire, 10 to 20% for 30 seconds on self. Resist magicka, 10 to 20% for 30 seconds on self. Dispel, 10 to 20% on self. Very nice. And I believe we have all of those powerful artifacts from all the Ash Vampires. That was the last one. Oh, look, more Dwemer boots are flying. Already got a pair. 200 gold. Ash statue. Daedric short sword. Very nice, but I don't have the carry capacity for it. I'm busy stuffing my pockets full of gems. Nope. Ruby. Don't need that. Okay. Right. Hello.
Welcome, Moon and Star, to this place where destiny is made.
How's it going? I like the voice they gave him. It's absolutely not what you'd expect looking at him. It began here. It will end here. Have you any parting words, or would you prefer to skip the speeches and get to our business? You are the challenger here after all, so to you goes the courtesy of the first blow. Now that you have come to me here, there can be but one result. Many times I have considered offering to share this place with you. I considered offering to accept your oath of service. You might try to buy my trust by giving me Wraith Guard, Keening, and Sunder. I thought we might once again be friends, comrades, brothers in arms. But I have won this place in power by right of conquest, by right of daring and enterprise. I will not risk it to cunning and deceit. I offer you no deals. If you are my enemy, I cannot trust you. And even if you are not my enemy, I cannot let you live. It will all be decided here. I believe I will prevail, but I cannot be sure, and I am vain enough that, should I fall, I will wish to be remembered in my own words. So if you have final questions you would ask them now. I have final questions for you. I have final questions I would ask you, if you would answer. My first question is, are you really Nerevar Reborn? We have 4 answers. By the grace of gods and fate, I am Nerevar Reborn. I am a loyal servant of the Emperor. I am a self-willed hero, and I make my own fate. I know no more than you do. I like answering it with this one, personally. I know no more than you do. What a world. Perhaps we shall never know. But as I have sympathy for you and the melancholy fates of all mortals, I shall weep for your death. Is that the one which I remember? Anyway, that's what I would answer, because it's like, I feel the prophecy isn't really as, especially because of all the failed incarnates. I feel like the prophecy doesn't really mean much. Which seems weird to say, but I don't feel like there's much that makes the player Lord Nerevar. Yeah, there's the moon and star, which can only be worn by Lord Nerevar without killing him, but it's also been blessed by Lord Azura, so I kind of feel like she can control whether it kills the person who wears it or not. Anyway. My second question is, if you win, what do you plan to do with the power from the heart? Will you make yourself a god and establish a thearchy? Or will you complete a Culacan and dispute control of Tamriel with the Septims? Or will you share the heart with your followers, as I have, and breed a new race of divine mortals? You'll see there he doesn't ask whether we'll actually destroy the heart, because as we've read from the notes with Vivek, he kind of considers that inconceivable, or he doesn't even consider it, because why would you destroy it? Make myself a god, complete a Culacan, share the heart. I have my own secret plan for the heart. Again, it doesn't really matter what we say here. Yeah, I have my own secret plan for the heart. Well, perhaps there may be surprises in store for me yet. Or perhaps you obscure your plans on principle. Or perhaps you are an instinctive bluffer. No matter. My final question is, if I had offered to let you join me, would you have surrendered Wraith Guard, Sunder, and Keening to me to seal your oath? No, I would never join you. No, I would never surrender the tools. Yes, perhaps, with the right guarantees. Yes, if I had a cunning plan. I had a cunning plan? Yes, of course. I doubt that any cunning plan would have been of much use once I had the tools in hand, but now we'll never know. Pity. But now, if you have any questions, ask them. Otherwise, you were the challenger. I await your first blow. What are your questions? What is your plan for the heart? I will continue to draw divine power from the heart and distribute it to my kin and followers. I will continue to broadcast divine power upon the blight winds, so that it will touch each soul on Vvardenfell, and then more broadly, across the waters to the rest of Morrowind and Tamriel. In time, every mortal in Tamriel shall feel the liberating contact with the divine. What is your plan for the Sixth House? The Sixth House will serve as the elite cadre of our movement. As cultists evolve through various stages of enlightenment, they will become, as suits their abilities, either holy warriors or priests. Their duty is to prepare themselves for service. Their joy and liberation is to enter ever more deeply into the profound enlightenment of the divine dream world. What is your plan for the Dunmer? I will free the Dunmer from the imperial yoke and cast down the false gods of the temple. I will lead them out of their ancient superstitions and gift them with intimate knowledge of the divine. Then, perhaps, when Morrowind is once again restored to its ancient glories, it will be time to consider whether the Dunmer should cultivate ambitions of empire. How do you justify your crimes? If, by my crimes, you mean the inevitable suffering and destruction caused by war, then I accept the burden of leadership. The Sixth House cannot be restored without war. Enlightenment cannot grow without risk of upsetting the tradition-bound and complacent herd, and the mongrel armies of the Empire cannot be expelled from Morrowind without bloodshed. As I have charity and compassion, I grieve, but our mission is just and noble. What happened to the Dwemer? I have no idea what happened to the Dwemer. I have been denied the opportunity to study Wraith Guard, and I am not sure how much of Cagrenex's lore was invested in his tools, and how much in his own sorcery and mastery. I have long studied Cagrenex, and have come to admire his wisdom and craft. Someday, after the campaigns of the Sixth House are secure, I hope to have time to dedicate to this mystery. Why are you building a Culacan? A Culacan will serve three purposes. First, it will be the champion of my armies, liberating first Vvardenfell, then Morrowind, and then perhaps the rest of Tamriel. Second, it will serve as a sower and cultivator of the divine substance derived from the heart. 3, it will serve as the prominent banner and symbol of our cause, to defy the Empire, to liberate mortals from ancient superstitions and to glorify our crusade against the gods. Okay. Can't actually say our business. Or, so, yeah. I'm finished talking. Defend yourself. Very well. If you are impatient to begin, go ahead. You are the challenger. To you goes the first blow. Not actually. Unless the mod patch, code patch which I've applied changes things, he actually just becomes aggressive as soon as you finish combat, so, finish talking, so. Spoke with him and asked me questions, let me answer questions in return, and when all those questions had been asked and answered, there was nothing left to say. Time for words has passed, now only deeds can resolve this matter between Daggerthur and I. Laughing. Maybe it's because I'm Carmelian still. Hello. Wonk. Hey! Oh! Oh, that's not good. Ow! Oh boy, I'm gonna have to drop things. Drop my wizard staff. Drop that. Ow! Sod you. Well, I'm dead. He does hurt quite a bit. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's try buffing a fair bit. This is why I collected all those items. They're great for buffing. Okay, there we go. Now. Put on Dead Stagma's ring. The Mentor ring. My belt of energy. Save. And go through. Okay. I'm levitating currently.
Welcome, Moon and Star, to this place where destiny is made.
Yeah, hello. Yep. I do want to go through these again. Yeah. Well, whatever. This is bitter. The gods and fates are cruel. I served you faithfully once, Lord Nerevar, and you repaid me with death. I hope this time it will be you who pays for your faithlessness. I'll complete a Kulaka. A noble ambition, and anyone who would make war upon the Septons should be my friend. A pity we cannot trust one another as allies. Yes, perhaps it was the right guarantees. Since it hardly matters, let me assure you, there are no guarantees that would help you once I have had my hands on the tools. Pity I didn't try to bargain with you. It might have made things so much easier. But now, if you have any questions, ask them. Yep. Plan, Sixth House, Dunmer, Rhymes, Wemmer, Bulacan. I'm done. Okay. Bonk. Bonk. Blah. There we go. And there, Daggerthur is now dead. Oh, hello, what's this? Heart ring. Dispel 20 to 50% on self. Lightning shield 10 to 20% for 30 seconds on self. Resist frost, fire, magic, shock, and paralysis. 30 to 50% for 30 seconds on self. Very nice. Again.
What a
Hello.
fool you are.
Oh.
I'm a god. How can you kill a god? What a grand
Ow.
and intoxicating innocence. How could you be so naive? There is no escape. No recall or intervention can work in this place. Come, lay down your weapons. It is not too late.
Stop casting spells at me, man. Okay. What are you doing here? Get out of here. Dreamer worker. Oh yeah. We're not even paying attention to the big thing in the room. Because Daggerthur kind of kicks your ass if you let him. There he is. Apparently being a god means that you still have to jog around the map though. But yeah, there's a Kulakhan. It's really cool looking. It's a giant robot. Kind of made out of stone, but it's got like exposed ribs and bones. It's weird sort of amalgamation of all that. I wonder how he's constructing it. You can see all these like panels floating up in the air, or hanging from the ceiling as well. It's just a massive pool of lava down. Oh, hey Daggerthur, how's it going, buddy? You enjoying your lava bath? I'm having a dip. You can't levitate. Well, you're just going to have to. I don't know. Hold on, I'll be done in a moment. Like a skeletal hand over there too. Here's the Heart of Lorcan. It's a very crystal-looking heart. Got all these like doodads attached to it, and it's piping right into the into a Culacan. Okay, let's get this done. Bonk.
What are you doing? Fool! Stop! This is the end. The business which you end.
Uh-oh. I'm over encumbered. Oh, there you are. Ow! Ow! Don't slap me, man. Well, so much for a Culacan. And Daggerthur, he also fell down when the bridge collapsed. Yeah. You'll have noticed he lost his protections when I destroyed the heart, because he was made mortal again. So we could have actually killed him at that point, but, I guess he's dead down there. What's over here? Just a few more, hearts. Unless he is actually still down there. Apparently I'm still in combat, so he might actually be stuck down there in the lava. Maybe I should have a look. It's like, no, there's no way someone could have survived that fall. Okay, let's go have a look. Oh, I dropped my... Oh, hang on. Before I do anything stupid. There we go. If he is stuck underneath the lava or something, I'll just put on TGM to make sure he's dead. Daggerthur was destroyed apparently, but I'm just curious whether he's actually down here or not. It's actually has a name, a Culacan. I'm not seeing him down here. Okay. Let me just check underneath the lava. Oh. TCO? Ooh, look at this. Get to see all underneath the world. All the smoke emitters. All the shattered parts of a Culacan. Hello? Daggerthur, you down here? Somewhere? I don't see you, mate. I'm just really curious for my own sake now whether he's down here somewhere. Maybe he just got removed. Eh, well, whatever. Okay. That's neat though, you get to see all the parts of a Coolicon underneath there. Oh. Okay, let's get back up onto land. Okay. TLC, TCL, and TGM. Okay. Let's get back up to the top. What's that do? Oh, that opened the door. No. Damaged my strength. There we go. Okay. Also, I should warn people again, when we go through here, there's going to be a cutscene which plays. The cutscene audio is very loud. So, actually, let me turn down the master. This might not actually have any effect on it. It seems like it plays loud regardless of my audio settings. So, maybe there's a cutscene? I don't actually remember. Just prepare for it.
You no longer bear the burden of prophecy. You have achieved your destiny. You are free. The doomed Duima's folly, Lord Dagoth's temptation, the Tribunal's seduction, the God's heart freed, the prophecy fulfilled. All fate sealed and sins redeemed. If you have pity, mourn the lost, but let the weeping cease. The blight is gone, and the sun's golden honey gilds the land. Hail, Saviour, Hortator, and Nerevarine. Your people look to you for protection. Monster and villains, great and small, still threaten the people of Vvardenfell. Enemies and evils abound, yet indomitable will might rid Morrowind of all its ills. For you, our thanks and blessing, our gift and token given. Come, take this thing from the hand of God.
There we go. Again, sorry for that. I can't control the audio levels for the cutscenes. You get the Ring of Azura. Night Eye, 20 points on self and restore fatigue, 3 points on self, constant effect. Pretty nice. There we go. Can we actually go back in there? Yeah, we can. No. There we go. That was, that is the end of the main quest line for Morrowind. Well, pretty much. As I fled the destruction of the Chamber of Akulikan, I encountered the presence of Daedra Lord Azura. She told me I had achieved my destiny and was free. The prophecies are fulfilled and the blight is gone. But now I am Hortator and Nerevarine, protector of Morrowind, and must defend the people from monsters and villains. She gave me a ring as a token of thanks and blessing. With Daggerthur destroyed, his insane dreams can no longer drive the people of Morrowind to madness as they sleep. I think this is referencing all the sleepers which have seen around town. They should be woken up and they'll be all fine. I found the Heart of Lorcan within the giant artifact Akulakhan. I struck the heart with Sunder, then struck it again and again with Keening until the enchantment was destroyed. Severed from the sustaining power of the heart, Daggerthur was destroyed, but the disturbance triggered an earthquake and I had to flee for my life. Okay. Up. Up. Now. Now what do we do? I look at the time. I'm like, it's not that late. I'm like, oh yeah, daylight saving, right. Time jumped forward an hour. Well, that means that, you know, the stream probably won't go on for like 5 hours like the last one did. They'll probably start with Tribunal next time, if that's the case. I thought maybe we could fit some of it in, but what was daylight saving messing things up? I don't think I will be able to get that. Okay. Well, there's one thing which we can do. It's realize that we don't have any mana. Okay. Hang on, I've got a potion. Okay. Let's go to Vivek. And talk to Vivek. I think I could actually, if you look at it, the ghost fence is deactivated. Excuse me, Sarah, but, well, you're the Nerevarine and a big hero, and I don't really know how to talk to important folk like you, except to say thank you, Sarah, for everything. The temple is wrong. You are Lord Nerevar reborn. You've proven that. You've done what no one else could do, not even Lord Vivek. Of course we are grateful for what you've done. I want to go to Balmora.
Why walk when you can ride?
Hello? Vivek.
Where would you like to go?
Okay. And can I do Elm Civvy intervention from here? Hey! Here we go. Hey, Sayoni, how's it going? Praise Elm Civvy! Praise the Nerevarine! The devil is dead and the blight is gone! It's pretty swell. The devil Daggerthur is dead and all his kin, and the blight is gone too, and the skies are blue over Red Mountain. What about Vivek? Yep. Okay. Let's go see Vivek. Because he said that there was a few more things we could talk about after we've done all that we were asked to do. Okay. Hey there. Oh, the fires aren't crackling. Did change that, didn't I? Oh. Oh well, whatever. I don't want to have them crackling the whole time anyway. Hey, Vivek. Save. The blight is gone and we have survived. Now we must dedicate ourselves to rebuilding the temple. And you must dedicate yourself to your responsibilities as protector of Morrowind. We have lost our divine powers, but not altogether. Some token of the people's faith remains, and we shall dedicate it to rebuilding the temple. Now that Daggerthur is gone, we can turn our energies to the more humble needs of the people. It is good, honest work, and I believe there is redemption in it. I wonder whether he's sort of lost the whole feeling detached from mortality. I guess he would have. But he still retains a degree of his powers? There are still issues to be resolved between the temple and the dissident priests, and now that our greatest enemy is gone, we must reorganize the temple to meet the needs of the people. We have less need of ordinators, for example, and greater need of priests and healers and teachers, and we must find time to mourn and honor the dead. There is much to do. You still have Cagrenex tools, potent weapons, and the wit and experience of a proven hero. The Tribunal and the Temple are happy to yield to you the duties of fighting the enemies of Morrowind. Yeah, thanks. Alexia, Thossasil, and I gained our divine powers from the Heart of Lorcan, and now we no longer have access to the heart, so we must lose our divinity. I have always worn my divinity lightly. Fundamentally, I am not at all a serious person, and I will not miss it. I have tried to do what was necessary. I am afraid I have done some harm. I assure you, I will be quite content to be a mere mortal again, dedicated to my own amusements. Kill him. Maybe. I don't generally like to, but, Okay, tell me about Daggerthur. He was a god, and now he is dead. If one can truly kill a god. With the power of the hearts, without the power of the hearts, our divine powers diminish. Our days as gods are numbered. I have told my priests that I shall withdraw from the world, and that the temple should be prepared for a change. We may be honored no longer as gods, but as saints and heroes, and the temple will restore the faith to our forefathers, the worship of our ancestors, and the three good Daedra, Azura, Mephala, and Boethia. You never hear about Mephala and Boethia's opinion of the Tribunal. It's all about Azura. And I feel Azura got what she wanted. She now has the Dunmer all the Dunmer worshipping her again. Well, most of the Dunmer worshipping her again, so... And she got back at the Tribunal for, possibly killing Lord Nerevar. The missions and traditions of the temple must continue, but without its living gods. What about Alexia? We don't communicate. Without the heart, our divine powers must diminish. She takes her divinity very seriously, and the loss weighs heavily on her. She tends to brood, and I fear she will do herself and others harm. I do not hear from him since our defeat at Red Mountain. Truly, I scarcely ever heard from him. He is completely self-absorbed. Like myself, without the heart, his divine powers will diminish, but I doubt he will notice the loss. He is fascinated by the hidden world and its mysteries, and I doubt he even notices us most of the time. It's something which I would like to have seen in Elder Scrolls Online. They have a whole section devoted to Sotha Sil and his Clockwork City. I don't think it's really worth purchasing the game just for that, though. But, yeah, I know that. Defeat Daggerthur. Yes, yes. Can I ask you about anything else? Nice the temple. Red Mountain. Questions. Do I remember being... Oh, what's it like to be a god? Oh, well. Okay, you're just going to say the same thing as you did before, even though you're not a god anymore. I think I've actually pretty much asked him about everything. There are many blighted beasts and horrors that have survived and must be hunted down and destroyed. There are lesser monsters and villains of all kinds who prey upon the people. There are unsolved mysteries and legendary treasures undiscovered. I'm sure you will find much to occupy you. Okay. Basically it. I'd say one reason why I don't particularly want to kill him is, well, there's one rather large reason. I understand there's actually some lore behind that, which was expanded upon in between Morrowind and Skyrim. No, that's just me making up an excuse for not killing to not kill Vivek. It doesn't actually have any effect. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Daggerthur, best voice. I do like the voice they gave him, as I said earlier. I like that it's not just sort of, I don't know, evil villain. He actually sounds rather reasonable. Which is, it's nice. It's a nice change. Though, as I said, apparently there's unused lines for, unused spoken lines for Lord Vivek. And, he sounds rather scary. Kind of a very echoey voice. So, since they weren't used in-game, I don't know whether they were intended to be used or not, so there might not be a final cut, as it were. Yagra Bargun also has some voice lines as well. Okay. Boy howdy, back home. Let's drop these books off. Oh. Put the effects back up. I'll put the audio back up also. Put these things here. Our diamonds, our emeralds. Okay. Notes and all that. I can go there. I can go there. Oh yeah, we've got these journals. Yeah. Public notice. Note for the Archcanon. The yellow book. We have our grand soul gems of ascended sleepers. Put these over here. All of our keys. So many magic items. Guess I gotta put my Daedra Claymore down here, since I kind of think we're just gonna keep using Sunder. Which I kind of wish we weren't. Maybe I'll enchant my Claymore. I'll have to think of an enchantment to give it. So that we can continue using it, because I don't really want to keep using Sunder. It's what I always do. It's just really good, as I said. Did we have anything else? I dropped my Daedric boots. I'll drop the Dwemer boots of flying. We've got the travel stained pants, which will give us levitate. Ooh. I have this other glove. Let's wear the Ring of Azura, because that will regenerate my fatigue, along with the belt which I have. Let's see. What's my belt regenerating my fatigue at? 3 points. Okay. 4 points. 5 points. 2 points. It gets up to 6 points, so I'll keep it. 4 points. 6 points. There we go. That's high enough. Okay. Let's see. Put this Centurion plans over here with these Scarab schematics. Go. Okay. There's one more thing which I want to do before we end for tonight. We're going to take a trip to Telfire. I don't actually know whether this will do anything, but
Make a special trip just for you. Same low price.
like I vaguely remember there's some dialogue relating to this, but
Walk when you can ride.
I don't remember whether that's like attached to another quest or something.
Yes, okay.
Cedrith Mora. And Waterlord. Wrong way. I want to go, yeah, down there. We nearly there? Nearly. There we go. Actually, I don't want to talk to Divaith Fire, but hey, how's it going? I'm surprised and a bit disappointed. I thought you were the Nerevrine. Why haven't you fulfilled the prophecies? Is something wrong? Did you do something you shouldn't? I've heard that Archcanon Tholar Sayoni, the High Priest of Temple, was desperate and that he asks that you come speak with him at the High Fane in Vivek. There is some problem. Maybe you should go talk to Sayoni. What? I have. What are you talking about, man? No. I don't know what that's from. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, well, everything's fine. Have you not heard? How are you doing? Bit of bad news, I'm afraid. The potion doesn't seem to work on others. Tried it on 2 hopeless cases. Killed them outright. Dead than a garlic snail. But is there anything I can help you with? It worked, didn't it? Yeah. Sure. Okay. Whatever, man. I guess you're stuck in your tower. You're not too interested in the latest news. Okay, what I actually wanted to do was to go downstairs. This way. Yeah, hello. Oh. Because we found 2 books, and I vaguely remember that Yagran Bargain might say something about them. But as I said, I don't know, I don't remember whether it's relating to whether it's like part of a quest or something. No, I've already gotten the Dwemer boots. Yeah, he gave me the boots. Race, Bleak Existence, Last Living Dwarf, Disappearing Theories. Okay. I think there's lines about him with these books or something regarding Lord Cagrenex, and you could sort of show him the book and he'll be like, oh yeah, it's about like Lord Cagrenex like experiments or something or other, and he's like, I'm not going to translate this because I think his ideas should die with him. So get out of the way. He might actually send you to go get them if you decide to kill Vivek before he gives you Wraith Guard. So when you get the alternate Wraith Guard, which Yagran Bargard actually has to tinker with to get it to work. I haven't done that quest line myself, so I don't know how it goes. I've read about it a few times, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. I don't really have anything else I want to show off at the moment. In regards to the main quest, I can't remember anything else major. There's probably little lines for characters all over the place, but too interested in going having a look at all those. Lord Vivek's the main one. Let's see. Well, I guess I can go to Ebonheart. Kinda just don't want to stop playing, but again, it's getting rather late. We'll get to Ebonheart so that we can start off with Tribunal next time, quickly. Or maybe I should fit in a session where we're going to read the 36 Lessons of Vivek. What am I doing? No. Ebonheart or... I don't know. Can you take me to Ebonheart? I think you can. There we go. Oh.
Care to tell me what this is about?
Okay, so I think we have to
Sure there's someone else we
talk
can
to
bother.
you. Or you. Either of you? You. Yes. Okay. So, we'll save it here. And we will continue with Morrowind next time. Well, we'll continue with... We'll start off with Tribunal next time. Finish the main quest of Morrowind. Ah. Ugh. Ugh. And it really didn't take too long once we picked it up again. Of course, because we did the temple quests and House of Redoran quests. There's other things maybe I would want to do. I have to keep them in mind. I think I'd like to continue with doing Tribunal next, and then Solstheim. And then after that, I'll have to think about whether I'd want to do anything else immediately after, or maybe I'll have a break from Morrowind and do some other things afterwards. But I'm going to call it there for Morrowind for tonight. I'll thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you join me again next time.